Spec is down. I'm not. Oh, he's revived. He's revived. They're back to being a 3-person team here. And goodness, we've got ourselves a 3v4. Now an even fight, a 3v3. Now it's not an even fight. Ghost with the numbers approaching after that knock. They're going to use that opportunity to advance. Pan trying his best to keep him at bay. Tensa approaching with that UMP. And here we go. And that, Swinns, is a match.
Yeah, great job on their part. They really took advantage. As soon as they got some damage in, it was all aggression, no quits. Getting themselves, look how many kills. Whew.
Yeah, they are time and time again here showing they're never afraid of a fight. Ghost Gaming dominating the leaderboard with this match, taking first place with 15 kills. That is very impressive. But let's take notice to who second place, who grabbed silver here. We got Pro Era taking second with 3 kills. And they absolutely, as we said, absolutely needed those placement points. That's going to be absolutely crucial for them advancing forward. Wall Street Bet's going to grab third place with 3. Coming in fourth, we got another team who very much needed these points, the Illuminati, taking fourth with 3. Coming in fifth, Xset is going to grab that with 4 kills. Mezexis in 6th with 1 kill, and that came from Starlight. 7th is going to belong to Boring Protocol with 3. 8th place is going to go to Nova, and they're going to be taking that with 9 kills. Pretty strong effort between 3 people. Passion Fruit in 9th place, grabbing that with 4 kills. Lazarus not faring so well this go-around, grabbing 10th place with 2 kills from Telly. The B-Town Boys in 11th with 2 kills of their own, 1 from Isajot and 1 from Thor. We got Yo taking 12th with 1 kill from Purge. 13th is going to go to Godsent with 2 kills. Syndicate claiming 14th, but with 0 kills to speak of. And unfortunately here for Dope, they're going to grab 15th this go around. Really not able to maintain that momentum that they were able to build up from yesterday. Grabbed this time around 15th place with 0 kills. And lastly, we got 19 Esports in dead last 16th with 0. Well, Swinns.
Crazy day. Crazy first game.
I'm going to say it's the most intense match that we've seen thus far in this event. I think that was that little cluster of 4 teams fighting one-on-one, just nade after nade after nade. These teams really showing that they know how to use their throwables. But I am curious to see how these teams are going to act moving forward on a different kind of landscape. You know, I'm of course talking about Miramar. Before we get too much into that, let's go over the standings here. So, as you see, Ghost Gaming dominating with 15 kills. Nova in second with 9. Pro Era in third. Wall Street in fourth, same number of kills. But look at this. Ghost with 15, Nova with 9. There's a gap going down the road up until Xset. Xset able to take 10 kills of their own there. Boring Protocol in 7th. 8th going to Passion Fruit. 9th to B-Town. And 10th to Lazarus. But as I was saying, Swinns, I am curious to see how these players take it forward when we change up the landscape, change up the scenery, and move to the desert. I'm talking about Miramar, where things are a lot more open and it's a lot more sniper dominant.
Oh yeah, definitely interesting to see. You know, a lot of these teams did not want to take early game fights, so we might see some early game snipes, at least some early game warning shots. Hopefully Miramar is a map that's known for that, except for with, you know, how you've said it, the distance. We may not really see any teams land very close next to each other, so it's very hard to tell right now. On day 4, very hard to tell.
Yeah, well, Miramar is, as I've said every single time I go onto that map, that is a map that depends entirely upon the flight path to determine what sort of early game we end up getting. And the less opportune of a flight path for the participants, the more likely we are going to be to see a fight early game. But we'll just have to see what we get moving forward. Guys, we're going to be back in about 8 minutes with round 2 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational, day 4 of 19. Stick around. We'll be back soon.
what you got.
Just shake it. Dance a little.
little, move some more. Push it back down to the floor and shake it. Just shake it. Looking deep into my eyes, bend it back and do your best to break it. To break it. Girl, you really look the part. Reach right, you got my heart. Now take it. Just take it, take it.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome back, and so happy to have you here. This is round 2 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals, day 4 of 19. And Swinns, what an amazing action-packed first match we saw. That was by far, I think, the most action-packed match that we've had to date.
Yeah, the 4v4, I can't. We have, like you said, we have not had anything like that so far. These players are really here to either hold their spots or gain that positioning on the leaderboards. They are here to play today. Day 1, we kind of saw people messing around a little bit. Day 2, we saw people really going for placement. Day 3, we saw the action. And today, people are here to get what they want. I'm excited. Miramar might give us a little bit more of that, so I'm excited.
You're absolutely right. You know, Ghost Gaming absolutely dominating the playing field last round, just annihilating the competition with 15 kills to their name. That was just very impressive. You know, another team I'm going to really want to keep an eye out for this match is Lazarus. You know, the guys who are up until this past match were first place overall. I'm pretty sure that they had a significant enough lead that they might still be first place, but they didn't fare so well in round 1. They got only 10th place there. So I'm thinking that they're going to be really eager to try to make up those points this time around. That might mean a more passive start for them.
Yeah, we definitely might see them actually take some early rotations too, just to avoid getting ran into or avoid running into people specifically. Once they get that compound for themselves, they can pretty much hold people off. They can take those fights. We know that they're confident about that. We are not worried to see them accomplish that, but like you said, we might see them actually get a little bit passive on this game. So if anything, they're gonna get really passive or they're gonna get really aggressive. So
well, that all depends. Well, that's an interesting statement. Yeah. Well, you know, Miramar is one of those maps that depends entirely on the flight path, and here we see it. It is fairly centralized here. Very ideal for the participants, really giving them just nothing but options in terms of drop spots here. We got the Panthers getting a very early jump, heading eastbound towards potentially the Los Higos area, I believe, maybe heading towards Southern Island there.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. I don't think we've seen that at all either.
Yeah, that's an interesting approach. Nearby them, we got Boring Protocol dropping almost straight down, looking like they are probably going to occupy the Valle del Mar area. We got members of Dope going to claim Chumacera, I believe. And look, Wall Street Bets just flying directly over members of Syndicate. It looks like Rad and World are going to fall back a little bit to try to establish some distance between themselves. We see Yo and Mezexis both flying northwest, looking like they're both going to be dropping at the Pozo area, and they've got Ogilvy heading northbound just underneath them, potentially heading to the same spot. That could be very problematic there. We might see some early action at Pozo.
I do believe that Yo and Mezexis have both taken El Pozo yesterday as well. They were contesting for that spot back and forth. I believe Mezexis lost a few members in a fight trying to hold Yo off of pushing into zone. So it's very kind of, you know, they're going to go for that same play. I'm not saying they can't do it, but it's very interesting to see that they're going to take that risk.
Well, you know, you got to risk it for the biscuit. We got Yo and Zexus too close for comfort there. I would like to get eyes on that. Okay, so interestingly enough, Yo starting off as just a 3-person team. It's Iris, Jay, and Wick, and they are already at a natural disadvantage here. Numbers are not in their favor, so I'm curious to see how they're going to play that out moving forward. Are they going to be a bit more passive just because they don't quite have that fourth, you know, player to come back them up?
You know, what's also close for comfort is Knights and Passion Fruit up in the Cruz de Val area. Knights a 3 versus a 4, but Alucard pretty far back over in between El Hazar and Hacienda. Very far away from his team at this point.
You're absolutely right. I am taking notice of that. Chico is by far the closest up to Sleepless Juancho and Enigma there, but they've got a little bit of space at the moment. So it's just absolutely something to keep an eye on moving forward. Iris just trying to get looted up here. He's got himself that UMP. And Ghost Gaming doing what Ghost Gaming does, claiming Picado time and time again. They leave that challenge open. I say it every match, but, you know, when they stop dropping hot, I'll stop saying it. When they stop claiming, you know, Pachinki and Picado, I'll stop saying it. They're leaving an open invitation out. Anyone who wants the smoke, you know exactly where we're going to be. Come and get it. And that challenge is not often met early on.
It has, I don't think it's been met at all this entire last 4 days. During this whole league, I think Ghost has dropped hot every single day. I don't think they've had any contestation. Definitely not at Pachinki. We have seen them. We might have some people rotate in very early game, but nobody has landed directly with them and wanted to take that fight.
You're absolutely right about that. I am curious, however, because Syndicate does seem, well, they're not really moving as a unit, and I don't think that they're going to be moving towards Picado either. I think people are actually at this stage predicting Ghost to be there. So that leaves us with a bit of a spread, Swinns. Aside from Yo, Mizexis, and Ogilvy, or Passion Fruit and Knights. But you know what I always say is that these more passive early games always translate to a more action-packed or climactic mid or in-game. So it's just kind of one of those trades we got to make.
What we keep seeing over and over again as well, Red, is that a lot of these teams cluster up on top of each other into a certain part of the zone, leaving usually the north or south side completely unoccupied, and that's what we see right now. If a team were to go to Crater Fields, even dare say La Crobera, Tor Amuda, I know that I didn't say that right, but if a team decided to fully take one of these right now and the zone favors them, it would be insane. With all these teams clustering on top, we got Xset driving over the hit list driving right next to Mezexis. That was hard to say. Yo coming in right behind him. Teams literally dope rotating right on top of Syndicate as well, too. It's just, it's madness at this point.
Well, lots of teams trying to get an early positioning, trying to claim center of zone, hoping that it's going to favor them moving forward when zone shifts. But that leaves a big old cluster here with Ghost, Illuminati, the hit list, and Xset and Mizexis, as you said. And it looks like Mizexis Starlight is in trouble running into members of Illuminati. If we can get eyes on Mizexis Starlight.
Yeah, they are definitely, this is that cluster that I was talking about. All these teams literally just rotated in the same positioning, same way. Nobody took any kind of derivative to get away from the group. Everybody's still right on top of each other. Now even coming in and clustering on top of Illuminati. They just wanted some space alone.
And look, Yo was able to drive southbound right through members of Ogilvy without engaging in a fight. I don't know how that was even possible. But that does leave this little center area as our closest shot at an early fight. And it looks like 24K is AFK. Oh boy, that could be problematic. I don't know if it's a connection issue or what. But if that is the case, that leaves Mizexis as a 3-person team here.
Yo, but if 24K stays AFK and the zone just keeps going up there, nobody finds him.
Oh, come on.
That'd be some wishful thinking on my end.
Yeah. Let's see. I see Xset driving very close by members of the hit list, and we got Trickster getting eyes on him with that 3XM4. He's putting shots down towards J7, getting a couple connecting shots, not too much damage applied there. However, the boys have pulled up, and Trickster is in quite a bit of a predicament here. It is looking rough. He's cooking up a nade, however, so is Killswitch. Not sure what... Oh, he's going after the vehicle.
Oh, another member of Xset goes down.
Yeah, that's Polo being taken down by Jack G, and J-Way is down as well. And look, Trickster able to get the knock on J7 from atop the roof, coming down with that M4, and he's going after Killswitch here. Killswitch, oh my goodness, able to take Jat out. He is the last remaining hope here for Xset. He is doing his best, but with very little life to speak of, and he is taken out right there and then. That is an elimination on Xset, which is, you know, this is something really interesting to see. Xset was holding the third highest placement right now in overall standings. So it's interesting to see some of these top teams get, you know, taken down a notch early game.
Yeah, we might see it happen again too with the Illuminati coming up onto the hit list now. Hearing that third party, seeing it in the kill feed, they are going to at least come up as a two-man right now. Interestingly, Landline and King Hua are not close nearby. I'm honestly surprised to see that Illuminatis would take this split and decide to go as a two-man, knowing that they're at a disadvantage.
Yeah,
that is insane.
It's a very risky fight to take early on. However, we do see AZ with the squad wiper M249, and you know it's got enough bullets to get everyone down. That's for sure, but. Boy, that is not going to be any easy feat. The hit list holding position there. They've got the cover. They've got the compound. It's not going to be an easy fight to 2v4 that at all.
Other easy fights, non-easy fights are going to be Godsent, and I believe Lazarus rotated right on top of each other. Lazarus knocking down one of the Godsent members, Trey, already down and out for the count as they just tried to come and take this compound. Yeah. Not looking in the best position, though they do have the advantage. Lazarus very spread out, only taking a lower hill advantage. Godsent, they could rotate out of here if they wanted to.
Well, they do have the hilltop advantage, but Lazarus has a different advantage. They've got a little bit of a cushion here. They've got the ability to afford an early elimination and still able to claim a top place on the overall bracket. So they are going to be willing to spread out a little bit, play it a little bit more risky, because right now, you know, it's like in pokers. When you're in the big stack, you can play a little bit more aggressive and bully, and I think that's exactly what Lazarus is intending to do.
Yeah, I think we have seen that strategy from them a few times now. They are the masters of the bully strat.
And look at this, the hit list currently holding the most kills right now with 4 on the board. Lazarus and Boring Protocol trailing behind with 1 kill each. No other knocks or kills have happened no other kills have happened so far. Other than that, we got Valak trying to engage in on members of Ogilvy here.
Yeah, what I really like though is that Valak decided to get into a buggy, rotate around, got that knock on Glaz, made Vayne and Vurex back up. The rest of Boring Protocol now hunting them down. Vayne just trying to get a little bit of cover. Got into the compound, was luckily able to.
And I'm noticing something off in the distance as well. It looks like Passion Fruit was going off as well. But here we do have Ogilvy and BOP just ready and waiting. Vayne boys with the little hilltop there. He's got Vayne just below him, and he's going to advance forward here behind the wall. He's got a little bit of cover. Why not? He's going to cook a nade up. Vayne's already at half health. This could be very problematic for him. Unfortunately, the nade was just a bit off.
Gonna get another one, is he? Doesn't look like it. Lazarus, though, we are gonna go back to them as they are now coming up against the Panthers.
Vayne boys does drop down. It's gonna be a fight right here and now. A couple jump shots from Vayne boys, taking a lot more damage than he's able to give out, but luckily, that's all the opportunity that Fate needed to come in from behind. And that's a good finish. That leaves Ogilvy in kind of a rough predicament as it's down to Vurex, and Vurex alone at this stage.
Definitely by himself though, not gonna come up on any fights right away.
This early game, as a solo, you're going to want to hold still and not bring attention to yourself. You need those placement points. Absolutely need those placement points. And the odds are 100% not in your favor. We got Passion Fruit rotating their way inwards, a little bit closer to Mizexis. Mizexis looking like they are a little bit spread out, but claiming multiple spots there atop those mountains or hilltops.
This new zone shift, kind of interesting. Not very much of a hard shift, but I was not expecting it to go to the side south like that, especially around water treatment. That's an interesting zone. These teams are going to have to figure out, there's a lot of open space, not a lot, like, really the only ridges we have are these giant mountains in Hacienda and water treatment. The rest is pretty flat.
And speaking of Vurex from Ogilvy being the last one up and needing to stay out of sight, he is being driven by the hit list. And he is doing what he should do and probably not getting their attention, letting him go on by.
I do think, though, Syndicate might have a bit of a problem as they do have to rotate up towards Wall Street Bets, Lazarus, and Ghost. Yeah. Dope looking like they're going to have a hard time, too.
Yeah, they're taking gunfire from the hit list. We got Bob and Billa perched up on the mountain here with a 3x M4. Keeping the pressure on Kalu. All the while, Nesquik taking some damage. He is brought down to about below half health there.
They have a lot of pressure being put on them as well from behind. Boring Protocol just decided to come in, basically taking the same positioning that Dope has and pushing Dope closer into the hit list in Mezexis.
Ooh, Starlight able to get a finish there, and look, Fate with an explosion. Oh my. So they're going to be hugging the zone edge, but we got Dope really taking quite a number here. Dope Esports being approached by Boring Protocol and Muzexis. That is rough for them. Jet G on the hilltop, keeping the pressure down there. Fame Boys with the knock from Boring Protocol. Jet G's really scoped in, focused in on right across the field, but he's got Ogilvy, Vurex. He spots him, and that's not looking good for Vurex. As a solo, he is not looking strong right now. He needs to get out of their line of sight and just hide, I think. He's not going to be able to handle a 1v4 from that distance.
Looks like the hit list has started using a little bit of their utilities very early on. We are only in third zone as Boring Protocol is pushing up on basically surrounding them, encapsulating them, doing what they need to do, not even surrounding them, but pretty much blocking them off from being able to move left and right. They have to use this advantage that they have and stay in this little ridged valley on top of the hill. I don't even know what you would call that.
Well, for a moment, I was going to call it the opposite of an advantage when they were just split up into teams of two, but you see the team coming up here, and Fate taking out Bob and Billa right there with the nade. Ooh! That was a great knock on Fame Boys, as well from Kiss taking out Z. Jat G going in using that M4, getting a knock on Fate. That leaves Boring Protocol in a very, very rough position. They are down to just Fate and Kisks. Valak is very low on health and eliminated. It is just up to Kisks and Fate.
Jet G, though, was anticipating this push, got some early nades out, gets some real good damage on Kisk. Bob Fate, or Boring Protocol Fate, now pretty much the full health, gonna have to take the brunt of this fight as his teammate heals up.
Oh my, and Jet G just looking for an angle there. He did so much damage with that nade and wanted to advance, but the rest of Boring Protocol coming in and protecting their teammate and able to take him out. All right,
are we about to see another third party?
I think we might.
Starlight just drove through the blue too, trying to get over and get a nasty angle. Oh no, but goes down. That is not good for Mezexis. Having their flanker go and try to get an angle, ended up getting knocked, not good, leaving it down to a 2v2, I believe.
Yeah, and he doesn't have much shot at being revived at this stage. Oh my, Fate taking some damage. Kino is up on him, as well as Solly not far off. And look, he's going to try to get out of there. That could be very risky. Oh my gosh.
No way.
No
He's
way.
able to do it though.
Escaping with just a sliver of life left. Oh man, the zone
Leaving
is a
Fate
cruel,
up there
cruel
knocked. That's so awesome, yo. Great play.
Yeah, all the while Ghost Gaming doing what Ghost Gaming does, just bullying Yo. Yo already starting off at that natural disadvantage as a 3-person team, and Ghost Gaming, Spec, Tensa, Beowulf, they all had the number game advantage on them. They just bullied, and rightfully
Yeah,
so.
one thing that we've seen Ghost do a lot of time again is they know how to play different strategies. We've seen them 2v2 split. We've seen them keep a full formation. We've seen them take a 1v1v1v1, and they know how to play it every single way.
And surprisingly
Definitely
enough,
not a team to be taken lightly.
we got the Knights and Illuminati here in the same building area. This is about to pop off. Hoops and Xenox holding down the forefront, while Alucard and Chico hold down the back house. This is interesting. And you know what else I just noticed is Boring Protocol, who is really shining through this game with 10 kills just eliminated. Oh, Alucard taking Salt down with that M4 and going... He's trying to get a finish there with that vehicle explosion. Chico down, leaving it up to Xenox, Alucard, and Coops. And there's another knock there for Alucard.
I believe Kira is getting the res right now on 2 members, 1 member. Looks like Salt may be able to get rezzed on this unless Alucard... No, Alucard is going to go and prioritize Chico, so it is going to be a res for res. Godsent is going to be able to get a member up on this fight.
Yeah, Godsent has shown up to the party. Oh, Dope eliminated fairly early yet again. That is very unfortunate for him. They absolutely needed to get some better placement points. But you know what? As we said, this isn't a sprint. This is a marathon. They still have time. Coops able to get out Illuminati Mango. Oh man, the Knights just dealing with them here. With Godsent right across the street, holding down that house, and Chico coming in with the Molly.
You know, it's not just these 3 teams. Passion Fruit has started coming in on the back end of this fight. They are not in zone, but they have heard this. Sleepless was getting some angles on him, taking some shots towards Godsent, and Knights pretty much trying to get some more little points for themselves as they get into zone.
And Godsent in really a rough predicament here as Salt tries to get this revive to get the Knights approaching closer, while Ghost getting knocks from behind. It is not looking very optimistic here for Godsent. They're going to have to do something fast. And there's Chico with a great knock on Salt. Salt didn't have much... Oh, man. Xenox going around. Oh, Godsent eliminated right there, and then just like that. And look at this, Passion Fruit coming in for a beautiful third party as Sleepless applies the fire down with a 3x M4 towards Xenox.
Yeah, great play on their part getting this third party. They knew exactly how to come into zone, where to play it. If we could see it on the mini-map too, you guys can see that they are kind of holding an edge just like Knights are. So if Knights rotates in the wrong direction, they could wipe them completely.
And speaking of Knights, that is Coops being taken down by a member of Passion Fruit right there and then. All the while, Tensa using those throwables from the hilltop. Ogilvy Vurex still hanging in there as a solo. He is completely surrounded. Not surrounded. He's got Syndicate and Wall Street Bets dealing with one another right in front of him, and he is able to pick one off. However, 0 kills to his name. Doesn't look like he was able to get a thirst. And look at him go. Beowulf with that UMP approaching aggressively on the Knights, and Tensa with a nice little overwatch using the rocks for cover.
Sleepless getting some nice little angles too of themselves coming into this zone. Sleepless really knows how to play these rocks and these hay bales, obviously.
Oh, but his location is no secret, unfortunately for him. Oh, Echo is downed. That leaves it up to Enigma, Juancho, and a very low health Sleepless. He is able to heal up a bit. Now, I want to see what weapon Juancho has. He's got himself the UMP M16. I was hoping he had himself that M24, but We saw him with an amazing sniper shot on Sandhawk 2 days ago. All right, Beowulf and the rest of the team holding down position here. A little bit spread out. They got a member a little bit spread out from them. Beowulf applying the pressure, keeping it on to Sleepless. They're trading shots. Sleepless not able to deal out as much damage as he's taking. All the while, Beowulf focusing on Passion Fruit and the Knights at the same time. Putting some optimistic shots. And Burex from Ogilvy going after Wall Street Bet Stevo as a solo, getting a second knock in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, what's really interesting right now is that we only have 2 teams left as a full 4. This last Erangel game, we saw it was a 4v4v4v4, and it looks like these teams are having a little bit of a harder time keeping themselves together as a full 4, losing people one by one, maybe even losing the whole team in one fight, not what we saw the first game.
Yeah, and we unfortunately did see Sleepless's position was compromised, and he was taken down. Okay, that leaves Juancho and Enigma there. Enigma down and outed by Tensa. Goodness gracious, that it does not leave Passion Fruit in a very strong position, and actually that is an elimination as they are able to finish off Juancho in the end. Boy, speaking of not in a good position, Xenox and Alucard both right next to the buggy, taking the vehicle explosion and eliminated. Oh my goodness. Vurex gave it his all. Boy, he gave it his all. He was a solo for the majority of the game, and he knew he needed to get some placement points. He was able to do just that, but unfortunately, he was spotted, and the numbers game was not in his favor.
Speaking of people giving it them all, Baba, the last person for Wall Street Bets, has his eyes on Salty right now, but was able to get taken down, not paying attention that the rest of Syndicate was sitting in the compound right across the way, giving us our final 3 teams of this match.
That's right. We're down to Ghost, Syndicate, and Lazarus in a 4v4v3 to end round 2.
Oh, man. But you know what? At least we do have some great plays right now. A 4v4v3. Kind of even, pretty much even, I'm going to say at this point.
Well, even is an interesting way to look at it. It's all about the positioning that they hold as well. The real estate here is absolutely crucial and importance here. You got Ghost holding that hill level, just hugging the edge of zone. Lazarus using this divot to their advantage. And then we got Syndicate holding this area just outside his own. Syndicate's going to need to find a way to work their way in with very little room to do so.
What I really like right here is that Lazarus is holding this little ridge and Ghost is holding this hill, which we have seen time and time again. Ghost loves the higher hill advantage, and Lazarus seems to really do well in that bottom, coming up the hill, pushing and advancing on top of a team. They seem to do really well on it.
Yeah. And we see Spec able to get a knock there with the MG3 before being taken down himself, and now that leaves Ghost down to Tensa and Beowulf. In a matter of moments, the situation has gotten a little bit more dire.
Syndicate definitely taking advantage of that.
Yep, I'm going to use that opportunity to advance, but Beowulf says no, sir. Salty will take the smoke and be knocked. Rad taking some serious damage there, taken down to below half health. Going to try his best to get a first aid off as Ghost advances.
Luckily enough for Ghost 2, they were able to get that res, and so they are going to continue to stay a full 4. Gonna let their dude get some health and some boosts in while the 3 of them take on Syndicate a 2 and Lazarus a 3.
If anyone knows the importance of staying a full team towards the end game, it's Ghost. And look, Rad is downed right there and then, leaving everything up to World and World alone. World
looks like
is in trouble.
You can't see it, but you can hear it. Telly just got a nasty rotation coming behind Ghost on HH24. Almost got a knock on Beowulf, but Beowulf threw way more damage back on Telly. Telly now sitting there, able to get some health in, but he was down to at least 5% health. Fears tried to come up behind them. They are trying to kind of pin them.
Yeah, and you know what? This is exactly what I
Maybe-
love to see from Lazarus. As I was saying, they had this make or break moment. They knew that they had that little cushion, and they knew that they wanted to get those placement points back after getting 10th place last time. So they are coming back. We have two of the top placing teams here. Our first place team and our fourth place team, you know, going off 1-on-1, team versus team for round 2.
Yeah, one of my favorite little sayings is we have two teams with dreams of winning here at this point, and they have shown time and time again that they are the top two teams that are going to keep pulling in rank, as they were the ones that kept staying alive the longest, getting those kill points the highest. They are doing an excellent job in showing their skills.
Yeah, Spec gonna make sure he gets some smoke cover. Doesn't want to make it too easy for him, but they. Oh my! Here we go. Gonna take some optimistic smoke shots. No. He's gonna run right down, get a flank on him. And look at
Beowulf.
Fears go. Able to take
Beowulf.
down.
I think he took HH24 down at the same time, did he not? Or is HH24 just low?
You might have been right. You might be right about that. Oh, Spec taken down with the low half health as well. Everyone really feeling the sting here. Fears is down, leaving everything up to Telly. It's Telly versus Spec.
Spec holding this tree was able to keep himself enough cover and win the fight. Is that their second? They won first game, right?
Yeah, they did.
Second game win, taking both games. If they take the third,
Yeah.
there's just going to be nothing else to cast.
Not only did they take first place in round 1 and first place in round 2, but they did both games with 15 kills. That is absolutely dominating the leaderboard in terms of kills for the day. We got Lazarus able to grab second place. They needed that. They wanted that momentum. They were really holding on to their first place position here, and they want to keep it. Able to grab silver this time around, but Ghost Gaming showing that they are coming for that title if they haven't already taken the top bracket there. So we got Lazarus in second with 4 kills. Coming in third, we got the boys in Syndicate, and they're going to take it with 7 kills. Wall Street Bet's going to grab fourth with 1 kill from Drago. Coming in fifth, we got Ogilvy. They're going to take it with 1 kill from Burex. Burex really kind of put in a rough position early on from the get-go. He was a solo. He was able to get those placement points and take himself all the way up to 5th place. 6th place is going to go to the Knights. Talk about a rough ending, having their last 2 members eliminated via vehicle explosion. The Knights are going to grab 6 with 6 kills. Passion Fruit in 7th with 3. Coming in 8th, we got Godsent with unfortunately 0 kills. 9th place belongs to the Panthers with 1 kill from Moso. 10th place goes to Musexis with 1 kill from Starlight. Illuminati going to grab 11th with 0. Coming in 12th are the boys in Dope with 0 as well. Boring Protocol going to grab 13th with 10 kills even. Not bad at all. 14th going to Yo with 0. The hit list is going to claim 15th, and they're going to do so with 6 kills. And lastly, we got Xset grabbing 16th and last place with 0. Wow, Swinns.
Great.
Talk about amazing action today. I was not ready for this. I was not ready for these teams to go on the all-out offensive so early on.
I think that Ghost winning these first 2 games, oh my goodness, that is going to put them, like you said, it's such an advantage. And it's honestly, what's kind of crazy is that the first couple of days, we saw them setting up to be able to take first place in a lot of these games, but they were having some issues getting contested by a couple of teams, losing some people here and there, not staying a full 4 to the end. And today they have stayed a full 4 till the end every single time, taking that first place, and it's amazing. We haven't seen anything like it. No team has gotten a back-to-back win yet, and I think
I think it goes to exemplify, like Lazarus, their big advantage was their lead in kills there. They had a significant 19 kill lead over the Knights who held the second bracket. However, Ghost Gaming in a matter of 2 games able to put up 30 kills. That definitely is going to change things quite a bit. And so,
that is so impressive.
But I am curious to see how things are going to be moving forward for our next match. We've seen, these players on Erangel. We've seen them in the wide open desert. But what about the condensed jungle with a lot less room to go around? We're going to have to wait and see. But for now, let's go over the overall standings for the day. Oh, pardon me. This is going to be actually for this match only, apparently. So, right now, Ghost Gaming, as we said, 15 kills on the board. Very nicely done. Syndicate, second with 9. Third place, Syndicate, I guess this might be overall. I have to double check on that. Syndicate, second place with 9. Lazarus in third there with 4. Fourth going to Boring Protocol with 10. Fifth to the Knights with 6. Wall Street Bets in 6 with 1. Ogilvy in 7. Hit List in 8. Ninth going to Passion Fruit, and 10th to the Panthers. Well, anyways, as I was saying, Swinns, yeah, it's going to be a little bit different when we take things to a more condensed, more lush and vegetative map. I'm talking, Snake Hawk. So we're going to have to see.
Yeah, one of the things that you have said over and over again about Ghost is that they are notorious for their drop spots, dropping hot every single game. We have not seen them leave their areas. They continue to take them. With them winning these last 2 games, I wonder if we are going to see anybody just say, screw it. We already know that today is not going to be our best day. Let's maybe go for somebody else at this point. Maybe try to knock them down and maybe make it so Ghost does not get another win or at least another high placement game. I don't think we'll see it happen, but again, optimistic thinking in my point, I just want to see some great fights happen.
Well, I don't think that there's such a thing as a union amongst people below first place. I do think that every team is definitely wanting to take Ghost Gaming down a notch for the day because they don't want to give them this giant step forward in their kill lead. It's just Ghost Gaming absolutely dominating the day today so far, and I'm curious to see if they can maintain that momentum moving forward. But guys, we're gonna have to wait till next match. Coming up in just about 8 minutes, we'll be back with round 3 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals, day 4 of 19. Stick around.
Moving on the dance floor. Dancing tonight. Moving on the dance floor. Dancing tonight. Moving on the dance floor. Dancing tonight. Moving on the dance floor. Dancing tonight.
Well, what's cracking, all you cutie patooties? Welcome back to round 3 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals. This is day 4 of 19, and we're going to be kicking round 3 off as a Sandhawk. What exactly needs to be said about a Sandhawk match? It's the smallest map that we're going to be working with here. Technically, Livick and Karakin are smaller, but this is scrims, so we don't mess with those maps. It's going to be Sandhawk. And that means that the odds of two teams landing next to each other is just automatically going to be a bit higher. But it's also the most lush and condensed in vegetation map, meaning that the odds of, seeing a team snaking, using the grass to hide inside and in the boulders and trees to hide behind, you're going to have a lot more snakes this go around. But with that being said, let's go look at the flight path. Now, this does not look ideal at all for the participants, but you know what? That brings me to my third and final point about Sandhawk, is that this map is so small that the flight path really is not that crucial. You can get pretty much anywhere you want on this map just by deploying your chute early enough.
Yeah, and I think we did see a lot of teams already start to do that. Syndicate, B-Town, Ghost obviously going for their favorite place. The Panthers all pulled very early.
Yep, a lot of early jumpers. You're very right about that. You know, we got 19 esports going to claim boot camp, and they're going to have it all to themselves potentially. We see the Knights and Wall Street Bets heading to very, very similar locations here. I'm not sure they're not all together. They're kind of split up. Wall Street Bets flying everyone for themselves, very spread out at this point. Interesting to see how that plays out for them. But look, up north at the Hot 10 area, we've got Pro Era and Lazarus. That is definitely going to be a confrontation, I think.
Yeah, definitely. We are going to go check it out right now. Everybody just landing right off the rip, so nobody having great resources. Lazarus, though, he's got an Uzi, I think AK, M16? I can't really tell with the blue highlighting it, but AK, yeah. Getting some good loot, needs a helmet before he can really go and, like, take a fight. But it is Lazarus. We do know that they play aggressive, so we might just see them kind of pull it out without the helmet anyway.
Yeah, I love to see Telly switching to that Uzi. I would love to see him just go for it, run up with no helmet. I'm not saying that's the smart move. I'm just saying that's what I want to see. I want to see some no guts, no glory situations going on here. But it does look... Hold on. Yeah, it just looks like only Pro Era Pan is nearby Lazarus. All the other members of Pro Era are hugging the other end of Hot 10. That could leave Pan very vulnerable to be picked off there.
He already looks like he is not doing great on health either. Needs to start moving around to get himself a health kit, maybe even get himself out of there, rotate with the rest of his team, and try to push back, knowing that Lazarus is the top team of the leaderboard so far for the full 3 days. And kill points too. I would be nervous. I'd be like, we know they're aggressive. We need to either get back with our team or we need to rotate out of here.
Yeah, well, they were the top, number one. Now, while I have not seen the overall standings, if Ghost Gaming has not jumped up to first place with their back-to-back wins, 30 kills within 2 games, I would be shocked.
Yeah, those 2 back-to-back wins. Oh my gosh. Kind of though, as I was saying, I did see Yo land back 3 with 19E, and it looks like they are going to do what I was saying that Pro Era should do and kind of rotate on out of there and not take that fight right off the rip. Maybe back 3 did not give them the loot they needed.
Yeah, you're right. Well, Yo is one of those teams that's kind of dwindling towards the latter end of the placement board. Currently, they were standing at 16th place. They need to get some better placement points moving up. They're not without hope, though. Oh, look here. Wall Street Bets driving over members of Godsent. We see Blinky here just not making a sound, not moving an inch, just sitting there eagerly waiting with that M4. And look, a member of Wall Street Bets is riding the cliff edge. And it's a knock on Salt there. That is unfortunate, leaving it up to Kura, Blinky, and Trey.
Kira looking like they're going to go and prioritize that res. Definitely giving them enough time to without the full team being on them in the compound yet. We do have, though, Fishy and his team, Pro Era, taking on Lazarus now. Did Lazarus get themselves some helmets?
Well, it looks
Doesn't
to
look
me,
like Pan did.
Yeah, it does look to me like Yo is facing off with 19E and Lazarus is facing off with Pro Era. 2 simultaneous confrontations here.
I love Lazarus's play right here on the roof.
This could be a matter of being the waiting game, is my fear.
Yeah, definitely think so. Although they do have complete control of this top area.
Which is why they don't want to advance too much further down. They're waiting for a push from Pro Era.
Yeah.
Pro Era is not so easily baited. But here we have 19 esports versus Yo. We have nades being thrown off. Carnage with very little health to speak of is able to heal up. Sam is down, and here we go. There's Leon taking a wick down with the UMP 45. And look at this advancement, the aggressive push. They got a knock, they got the numbers, and they come to capitalize. 19 esports eliminating Yo. First team out, Yo in last place.
Not doing good. I believe that they have not had great placement today either, so they are having a little bit of a struggle. Maybe should start rotating around different ways and play Miramar and Erangel differently than they have the first two games for sure.
Yeah. Oh, look, we got Ogilvy and the Illuminati squaring off as well. All the while, remember what I was saying? I feel like this might be a waiting game here between Pro Era and Lazarus, and it looks like it could be. However, here is the push. Lazarus, oh my goodness, Spears going
With
down
the
at the
knock.
hand. Yeah. And Telly going off there through the smoke, able to take Fishy out of the equation. It's not over. It's all down to G3 for Lazarus. And look at Pro Era just picking him off. G3 has no way to help out his teammates for that. Not without presenting himself to them on a platter.
With no helmet and vest too, that is exactly what he just did, is just presented himself to Pro Era. Luckily though, Lazarus was able to take them down to just a two-man before they lost that fight.
Khan coming in clutch, just breaking off that revive for anticipating that push, just breaking it off, pre-firing, and a beautiful knock right there. Oh, all the while we got Knights and Nova.
Nova doing excellent work with this ridge control. Knights though on top can get, Shifan was right there. I'm surprised he didn't take it. Right there, he's right there, he's right there. Take the shots. Did not take the shots, went for the nade instead, did not get any kind of connection or any damage, and unfortunately got taken out.
That is a finish on the Knights. Great work.
You know,
great work. Nova able to hang in
I think the
there.
Knights, yeah, I think the Knights definitely, he probably, if he would have put that nade away and at least got one knock, maybe could have gone for a thirst and gotten another team down to at least losing a member, but unfortunately he did what he could, threw that nade, did not get any knocks, and in return got taken down.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Swinns, but I believe that's the second match tonight where the Knights have not fared too well, and they were actually second place on the overall standing before today. So I'm not sure that that's going to be too ideal for him now that Ghost has made that leap up, very likely up to first.
Yeah, definitely, I would agree with you on that one. Not looking good. Speaking of Ghosts, though, looks like they are being surrounded by 19E, the Hitless, Syndicate, and B-Town boys. Ogilvy maybe going to come in and get that other angle on top of them, putting them in literally more than a sandwich. They're in a soup.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you say that because we were talking about there's really is no way that there's a union between everyone else to try to take Ghost Gaming down a peg, but they are surrounding them. To have 4 teams surrounding you is not ideal by any means. Ghost Gaming looking like they might be in a bit of a pickle here. However, as you said, the area behind them is open unless Ogilvy goes to claim it, so they could fall back.
Ghost Gaming, though, we have seen them be able time and time again to be able to do, like I said last game, the 2v2 split, the full 4 stay together formation, the one person versus one person versus one person, and every time they have seemed to be able to come out on top. I would say at least 95% of the time they have came out on top. So having this many teams surround them may not be making it that big of an issue for them. They might just be sitting in paradise right now waiting for these teams to come in so that they can start farming themselves some kills and get themselves a third game win.
Well, it all depends on if these teams actually end up pushing to, simultaneously or not. But we're going to be tuning into the Hitless, who actually is pulling up to Paradise as well, driving very close by 19 Esports. We see 19 Esports showing up on the map. This could be really interesting, and it looks like 19E is approaching, and here we go. Here's the confrontation. Z taken down to far below half health, closer to a quarter health. Same with Trickster. They are not looking strong there. They got to heal up and fast. Z is able to do so. Bob and Billa going and claiming a little bit of compound cover here.
Just in the nick of time too. He did take some shots from Carnage over here on this side flank. We love it. I love it. These teams getting these side flanks, it is great.
Well, we saw 19 Esports Acer was knocked, but able to be revived here. That could have been a mistake on the Hitless's part to allow that. We got some very optimistic nades being thrown by Sam here. A little bit overcooked, it seems. He scoped in with that 4x M4, hoping to get a random bullet through the window, but no such luck. And look who heard
19E.
these shots. Look who heard these shots. It's HH24 from Ghost coming up perch the hilltop. He's doing what Ghost loves to do, grab that height advantage and just maybe see if he can pick some of them off.
I love this. I would hope that Ghost is going to come in on here. Might give them an advantage because if they can take these teams out and take this new positioning, they will no longer be surrounded by the many teams that we saw them surrounded by a few minutes ago. HH24 doing that.
He just picked him off like fish in a bucket. You know, Sam had no idea that he was there. He had no idea to cover his right side. And it was just an easy knock and thirst for HH24. Beautifully done.
Still gonna keep that, yeah, and he's still gonna keep that uphill advantage. Now making these two other teams know that they have another threat above them, gonna have to play it completely differently. The angles they get, the way they push is gonna be a completely different game.
Yeah. And look at that, Bob and Billa finished off right then and there by Carnage from 19 Esports. That'll be a finish on the hit list, eliminated in 12th place. Now, as you were saying, HH24 maintaining that position perch the hilltop. He is just ready and waiting for 19 Esports to make a slip up, present that opportunity to him. Keep in mind, he's a ways away from his team here. Maybe not a ways away, but not close enough to his team where they're going to be helping at the particular moment. And so that means he's not going to be rushing down there with the usual Ghost aggression. He's going to be sitting here waiting strategically for them to make a mistake.
Looks like B-Town is giving the Panthers a little bit of a hard time right now, having this hill advantage on top of them. One member was knocked. Looks like Plush was able to get the res though. Isaja getting some good eyes on this compound. This whole team, really, but what I've seen B-Town do a lot is spread out. And we have not seen them really come up in the high leaderboards yet. So maybe spreading out might not be their advantage. We might find out right now if the Panthers are able to keep them down and keep them off of pushing their compound.
Yeah, and you know, that brings me to a great point. You know, when you see teams like Ghost Gaming do that, where they sector off a portion of space for themselves, you have to remember, Ghost Gaming, these players have unbelievably high levels of synergy with each other. They have practiced and practiced and practiced this till their fingers have gotten numb. They know each other's gameplay and game style so well that they really know how to work with one another in terms of reuniting, and also in terms of players being able to handle their own. So that's just, you don't necessarily need to mimic that per se. If it's not working out for you, B-Town, if the spread out approach isn't working out for you, there's no shame in sticking together and being an active unit.
Not at all. We've seen it time and time again. The bully strategy, taking people down one by one as the full unit of 4 people comes in every single room, searching for the last person to find, taking him down. It's not a bad thing to try out. And, oh, as I'm talking about it though, Peaceful getting a knock on Moso, who's kind of spread out from the Panthers.
Yeah, that leaves it up to Legal. Lush, I believe. I can't read because my resolution was going out, but it leaves them down to 3. And that's interesting to see how that's going to play out moving forward. B-Town really, also as a 3-person team, we did just see Isaja being taken out. They're trying to use the hill advantage in their favor as well, trying to take that same tactic that Ghost Gaming was doing. But
not a lot of teams left, though.
Yeah, but while that is true, there's also not a lot of confrontation at the moment. We are left with a surprising spread for it being a Sandhawk map.
I think that is due to the fact that we saw a lot of early fights. As you've said time and time again, early fights can make it so that our mid games are a little bit not as action-packed. Mid-game fights make it so the late-game fights are the same kind of way. It's really just depending on the plane path, all that kind of stuff. And as we can see already, the hitless Knights, Illuminati, Lazarus, and Yo taken out. Early game fights making it so that our middle zone is a little bit more calm.
Yeah, and look at this 19 Esports dominating the first place position for the match with 7 kills on the board already. And look, second, third, and fourth going to to Pro Era, Nova, and Ogilvy, all with 4 kills to their name. Godsent with 3, B-Town with 2, and ironically enough, the Ghost Gaming having a bit of a more difficult start this go-around.
Yeah, having a little bit smaller of a start, definitely only having 1 kill to their name so far, but we're in 3rd zone and they are still a full 4. Not a lot of teams are left as a full 4. It looks like only Syndicate, Boring Protocol, and Ogilvy are the only other teams that are down to a 4. As we've seen, this is Ghost Gaming's advantage right here, being able to stay a full 4 until the end game and then just start farming these kills. This might be what we need to see for that 3rd win.
Spec using Paradise's rooftops to try to get eyes on the B-Town boys. Same with Beowulf with a 3x M4. This could be interesting because it's not going to be an easy knock by any means. Not from that distance.
No, and with Sandhawk, even though it is a smaller map, wasting resources like that just to try to get a thirst when somebody could easily peek behind a boulder, peek behind a ridge, it's not really worth it at that point.
Yeah, and then we just saw the Panthers able to go after Grave, eliminating Grave from B-Town. That is very problematic for B-Town. That leaves them down to a 2-person team, just Beast and Peaceful. And they have had a rough go of it for the past few days. They really want to get a strong finish here this round. And there's Godsent Salt going after Ogilvy. Oh, his teammate Kuro with a nade taking out Khan. And yep, Ogilvy and Godsent are really having at it with one another. Vurex using that rock for his cover here. He's gonna throw one. He's cooking it. Oh, okay. Oh, taking nade damage, but he is able to get the knock there on Blinky. Beautiful nade.
Gonna get the, beautiful nade. Hopefully he can get the res on that. Right now, looks like Pro Era down to 2, coming against Boring Protocol, which I believe is still one of our full 4 teams.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be rough. Fame Boys is not right in front of Sosa, but pretty close.
Oh, and the B-Town boys dealing with Ghost apparently, and Syndicate simultaneously. Sosa not trying to make too much of a move. He doesn't want to draw too much attention to himself, but it looks like Fame Boys might already be aware of his location.
Yeah, he would not be risking staying in the blue like this, especially with 4th zone closing in. We're going to switch into our 5th zone soon, and that zone is going to start hurting a lot. So they must have some kind of hint to have to stay back there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And look, Ghost doing work on Syndicate right there. And then HH24 taken out by the Panthers. Yeah, we see Ghost and Syndicate right on top of one another. And Pro Era is, unfortunately for them, eliminated right there and then. B-Town soon to follow. Oh,
Syndicate, though, doing a really good job staying back, not getting some real good nade damage on themselves. Rad looking like he's going and scouting some area for the rest of his team to come roll up on. Is 19E are they gonna start rotating out of here too, or are they gonna take down Wall Street Bets and finish this fight? Needs to happen soon.
I think it's actually Boring Protocol that they're up against, and I think you're right. I think they are going to stay back and focus on Boring Protocol for now. They seem to be pretty thirsty for it. And here we see Ghost Tensa putting the pressure down towards members of Syndicate.
Losing HH24 in that last fight they had, I believe.
We got Ogilvy close by, 19 Esports trying to work their way in from the zone. Here we see the Panthers legal heading through the dead zone towards the action, but all the while needing to heal. We got Leon going up against Godsent as we speak. He's got the UMP out and at the ready, and he is taken down. That is Blinky
Carnage.
getting him. Wow.
I believe that was Carnage that just came in and got 2 people with the wipe on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Carnage was a great player.
Salt getting a molly on Acer as well. Oh boy.
Nade for nade trade on Tensa and Vurex right here.
And Vurex takes the blunt load of that damage. He is not happy about that. And that could be it. And it is! What a beautiful knock by Tensa's nade.
Tensa just came. He was so confident in that toss, too. He came out open. Literally, if Vurex wanted to, he could have put that gun away and got Tensa down right there. Tensa said, psych, loped that nade right over the rock and got the knock.
And here you see Vayne trying to go revive his teammate, and Tensa not allowing him the opportunity of keeping the pressure on, applying the shunts with the UMP through the smoke. And now the odds are not so much in his favor as he's taken down pretty low in health. He's going to try to get a first aid off. It looks like Vayne might be doing the same. Beowulf coming up with a different angle.
Oh, but Tensa was able to get a heal off and come around that rock with his UMP, get both of them down, and take them out. Ghost gonna keep in it to win it.
Oh my goodness. If they secure a third win. Oh, but you know what? Look at 19 Esports absolutely dominating the kill lead here with 10 to their name, doubling second place. Now with Beowulf down, that leaves everything up to Tensa. Tensa alone, this could be the time where Ghost Gaming does not fare so well. Keep in mind, they'll get some good placement points regardless, with only 8 people remaining here, but there are 5 teams left out of that 8 people.
And Nova definitely has an idea where Tensa is. I have seen 3 nades go out right onto his location, pretty much almost connecting. Just like that 4th one we see right there. Tensa gonna have to use the rest of his health kit, only down to 2 health kits and a boost.
Oh.
1 health kit. That last nade though, Nova. Oh my goodness.
And we have said time and time again how crucial these nades and smokes are for in-game, and that just goes to show it. Poor Tensa, one of the leading teams here, dominating today, had not really a lot of options. He had nowhere to go, nowhere to hide really, except for that rock, and that rock was not enough as the nades just rained down on him. Ghost Gaming eliminated in 5th place.
Shifen gonna try this again with Drago. Beautiful nade. Unfortunately, the bounce kind of messed it up a little bit and was not successful. Another gonna go out. Oh, Drago. Drago.
Beautiful shots by Shifen, that UMP 45. Asen taking just too much zone damage. He is in big trouble. If he doesn't run for it, he is too far outside his zone. We already know how this ends.
8 health kits, so 7 health kits now at this point. He knew that this was probably going to be his last resort, prepared for it, and we're just going to wait. We're going to play the waiting game at this point. Nade, go!
Molly's! Oh my goodness! If they got him with that, that would have been ridiculous.
I would have honestly deleted the game at that point because there was no humanly possible way. That was amazing. Very optimistic name.
Great win for Nova Esports. Wow, we finally saw Ghost being taken down a peg or two, but Nova going to be grabbing first place with 8 kills between 2 players, Shifen and Ren. Well done. We got Syndicate grabbing 2nd place with 1 kill from Ason. 3rd place is going to go to the Wall Street Bets with 1 kill from Stevo. Coming in 4th, we got Boring Protocol with 2. 5th place belongs to Ghost Gaming with 6 kills. 19 Esports dominating in terms of kills with 6th place and 10 kills to their name. Ogilvy going to grab 7th with 5. Okay. Well, coming in 8th, we got the Panthers, and they're going to be taking that with 3 kills. 9th is going to go to Godsent with 7 kills between Blinky and Cura. Pro Era coming in 10th this go around with 4 kills. We got the B-Town Boys in 11th with 2. In 12th this go around, another rough game for the Knights, grabbing 13th with 1 kill from Xenox. Illuminati in 14th with 0. 15th going to Lazarus, with 2 kills from Telly. And coming in last place, 16th, we have Yo with 0 kills. Wow.
Crazy.
Yet again, just unbelievable use of grenades this go around. Just all today, to be honest. People really are clinging to their throwables for these in-game finishes.
You know what's actually very interesting is that Lazarus was not one of our top teams for this game. They had a little bit of a rough time on Sandhawk. Had to be something about the hills, had to be something about the throwables, because like as you said, we saw nades and smokes getting thrown left and right. Even that last little optimistic nade thrown out by Nova, that was so funny. I can't believe. What's interesting is that
I would have just
well,
walked away.
they knew exactly where to go for, you know, and that's the thing about this that I've been talking about, this game awareness, player awareness. During these fights, they paid attention to exactly where teams were coming from, where nades were coming from, and they were able to put the math together and figure out that that's where their last remaining person was. So honestly, that's some amazing brain play right there. Cannot knock Nova off that one.
No, they absolutely earned that win. And it's, you know, at least we're not having, you know, such a monopoly on first place. You know, Ghost Gaming is not going to dominate every single match here. This is still very much up in the air. Any team could get this. But we're going to go take an 8-minute break, intermission here, and we're going to be going back to the desert, going back to Miramar for round 4 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals. Stick around, guys. We'll be back soon.
More spaced out than Neil Armstrong ever did. We're gonna get more spaced out than Neil Armstrong ever did.
Beep boop beep.
Alrighty, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational, and we are back with round 4. It's another Miramar, but before we get too much into that, let's go over the leaderboard for the day. We got Nova Esports securing, pardon me, when I say for the day, this is actually for the last round only. This is for round 3. Nova Esports securing the lead with 8 kills to their name. Syndicate in second with 1. 19 Esports in third with 10 there. Fourth going to Ghost Gaming with 6. Fifth to Wall Street Bets with 1. Boring Protocol in 6 with 2. And 7th to Ogilvy with 5. 8th to Godsent with 7. 9th to Pro Arrow with 4. And 10th to the Panthers with 3. Well, Swinns, I'm wondering how it's going to play out for the remainder of the day. I am curious if it's going to be, as you said, one of those situations where these teams who haven't been faring so well today have said, you know what, we know we're not, getting the placement that we want for the day, but let's end it on a high note. Let's get a little aggressive. My concern is that it might not be always the case because this is sort of that longer haul tournament, so it's not just a one-day event. So you never know. But we're going to have to see. It all kind of depends on the flight path. What are your thoughts?
With it being such a big map, I'm optimistic that it goes down the middle. As we saw with the first game, it cut right down that lower half. A lot of teams kind of jumped later down, but it worked out to their advantage when zone shifted up into that northern region. So if that happens again, a lot of these teams that have that prediction of when to jump are going to do a great job at getting this new zone.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I believe we are on the plane now, so let's go see what kind of flight path we are working with.
Oh, it is It's almost exactly how we had it with the first Miramar game, just put into a different position on the map, cutting around, leaving basically a whole 75% of the map open, 25% very close sighted in. We are probably going to see a lot of these teams jumping towards Los Leones, Picado, El Hazar, Cruz de Val, Campo Miltar. Probably not Campo Miltar, knowing it's so far north, but definitely the right side of the map more open.
Yeah, you're right. And we do see some early jumpers. We got the Panthers jumping eastbound. Not sure where they're trying to claim at all. We've got Boring Protocol dropping straight down to the Valle del Mar area. Exet not alone at all. Seems like they are alongside Ogilvy jumping towards Monte Nuevo. However, Ogilvy does seem to be heading on past. We got Mizexis jumping northwest, heading towards Pozo as well. We've got members of the hit list dropping down at Power Grid. Pro Era just below members of 19 Esports, looking like they might be heading Graveyard while 19 Esports goes and flies over Hacienda del Patron. I thought that would be their drop spot, but I guess not. And look here at the far northern portion of the map. We got Ogilvy Glass on his own, nearby members of Nova. Nova going to be flying further away, going eastbound, just above Passion Fruit and the Knights. Oh, and we've already got action.
Yes, we do. The B-Town boys, as you like to call them, have already gotten a kill for themselves on Dope. Dope now down to a 3-man. Kalu getting taken out very quickly. Landed, I believe, with Isajat. And Isajat said, psych, you are not going to pull this move on me right now. Now, rest of B-Town, scoping in on Dope as they have this upper hill advantage on top of them right now.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And look at Peaceful already with the 4X M4. Extremely lucky to have that equipped this early in the game.
Definitely lucky.
I'm assuming that Dope Esports didn't quite fare as fortunate with their loot, being as one of their members kind of took the rough end of the stick at the very beginning there.
You know, usually too in this map, we do see Mezexis facing off with Yo, and if there is anybody that's kind of newer into the stream, you guys might not know this, but we do have rotating groups. So every game is a little bit different with new people coming in and out. So we do get some new plays here. Mezexis definitely thankful that they do that because they are not going to have any contestation right now on this game. They're going to be able to take El Pozo, their famous drop spot, hold it for themselves. And guess what? It's even in zone, Red. They don't even have to move if they don't want to.
Yeah, you're right. And this standoff between B-Town Boys and Dope, it's going to continue. And I think it might go on for quite a while. And here's why I say that. Because both teams have cover and position with a little bit of space in between them, them being the two teams. And so what that means is that for one team to get to the other, you're going to have to put yourself out into a vulnerable position, out in the open. And that's what both teams are waiting for from the other. Now, the problem with that is when both teams wait for that, it can take quite a while. That kind of thing can drag on for a bit. Ooh, we see another potential confrontation here. We got Knights and members of Passion Fruit very close by one another at Cruz de Valle.
They're more than close. They're sharing the compound. They're sharing loot at this point. Both teams decide to land there. Unfortunately, Passion Fruit down to a 3, while Sleepless is over in this other area closer to Nova than he is to his team that's about to take a fight with Knights.
Yeah, well, you know, when hindsight is 20/20, I'm sure he will think differently on his choice to spread out there. But currently, let's not rule out the fact that Nova is above Passion Fruit at Toria Humada. That could be problematic for Sleepless if he continues to head that direction.
Yeah, and I didn't notice this either, but Alucard and Sleepless, this is Knights and Passion Fruit, both teams doing the same thing, a 3v3 stuck in the compounds while one member anchors themselves off into a different area, maybe makes it known that there is safety over here if Knights need to rotate on out of there away from Passion Fruit. Alucard is going to be able to give them that go-ahead that his compound is safe and that they can come on through.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Now, I am curious as to where our next confrontation is going to come from. Is it going to be between B-Town and Dope? Is it going to be between Passion Fruit and Nova? Because now it seems Passion Fruit has now headed northbound upwards towards Toriahumata, and it looks like they are going to invade Toriahumata, leaving the Knights alone.
They had to have seen somebody jumping with them. There's no way they did it. They know somebody's up in that area. They're either going to go hunt or they're going to go for safety. But right now, we see B-Town still hunting down Dope on this top angle, really trying to get some good views. As you said, waiting for a member to run out into the open so that they can get that easy knock, hopefully an easy thirst without wasting too many resources. But I really like what Isajot's doing right here with Peaceful, directly across from each other. Same with their third member. Their third member is also, they've got this little beautiful triangle going.
Yeah, but remember what I said, is that these sort of confrontations can, when it's like this, both teams waiting for the other to make the advancement, that can take a while, or might not even happen at all. Oh, Peaceful comes and stumbles across the squad wiper, the M249. I think he said, oh, he did pick it up. Okay, good. For a second, I thought he said not interested and just stuck with the M16. And I have thoughts about that, but I do like Isajot's position here. I'm not so sure that his, Rin from Nova taken out by Passion Fruit Juancho and panned. He gets Martha stewarded right out of this game.
So dirty, so dirty. I didn't think that we would get to see any pan action, even if it is just a thirst with one. But
and look at this!
Oh, Nesquik!
Nesquik! He puts himself in a vulnerable position, all right, and Isajot, capitalizing, does get the knock with the M249 from a distance, however, taking some later damage, brought down to half health. Luckily, he does have the real estate landscape cover in his advantage, able to take cover behind this little divot here. Not divot, this rock area here, completely out of sight from Dope.
We have a couple confrontations that are technically, not technically, maybe possibly going off right now. We have Exit and Mezexis up in a corner together. 19E, Knights, the Hitless, and Ghost all surrounding Picado right now. Godsent kind of running into the Panthers, and as well as Nova coming in right behind Passion Fruit. Everybody really close together right now. It's very interesting to see that the rotations aren't widening out.
Yeah, you're right. But now look, this little standoff between B-Town boys and Dope, it ends now. They are going for each other now. We got multiple members to knock. Oh, Peaceful still down for B-Town. And here's Beast putting shots down towards Casper, not finding a lot of the connecting hits, but still remaining here for that Overwatch position. And I think that's very smart of them to have it. They need to get a revive on their teammate, though, at some point, and it looks like Beast is going to be the one to do it.
Grave in a grave position with no helmet.
Oh, Beowulf taking some serious damage. It's the Knights here meeting him in the stadium. Beowulf, luckily he has himself that UMP, and Alucard coming in from the side takes him down with a UMP of his own. And oh boy, Spec is taken down as well. Tense is down.
Not good, not good. HH24 being the only person up. I do see him, yeah. We are going to see him getting into a vehicle and getting out of there. 19E, look at this 19E though. Yeah, they saw the fight going down.
And that's what I was saying earlier. I don't think that they're coming in for just third party. They're coming in because they hear the action. And they had a taste of being in that first place bracket. They want it back. They want it back badly.
Oh yeah. They definitely do. Especially, I think both of these teams do. Knights really basically came in, got a knock on Ghost, and decided to just full send it. There was no kind of waiting. Took everything they had, but they still came out a full 4 with full health almost.
They came, they clapped, they conquered, but it is not over for the Knights as 19 Esports works their way in. Multiple angles here. We got Sam, Leon, and Acer sneaking on in.
Oh, just a side note too. I know that we were just watching HH24. He just decided to go try to get to a new compound. Unfortunately, ran into a full team of Godsent members. Was able to take down one, but unfortunately was taken down right back. And that is going to be it for Ghost, our leading winners for the first 2 games. Taken out as the first team of the 4th game.
So I know a lot of players here are going to be relieved to see that in the kill feed. Oh, but Casper taken down right then and there by Peaceful from B-Town with the M4. Xenox just sitting eagerly ready and waiting with the UMP, just waiting for 19 Esports to approach. We got Acer cooking up a nade. If you at first you don't succeed, try again. And he's going for a bounce. If that connects, oh my goodness. For a second there, I thought he was going to try to bounce the grenade off the wall onto him. And that would have been some Kobe stuff right there.
I think he was, but unfortunately, I think that it just happened to slip up onto that second level without him really realizing it.
And that's 19.
Oh.
Leon being taken down by Coops with the UMP.
So quickly, too. Great recoil control on his part.
Yeah, and Xenox taking Leon out.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Protocol and Xset facing off in a what seems to be a 2v2, and oh, there's a finish by J-Way taking Fate down and out of the equation. He's gonna cook up a nade for what's left.
This isn't just a fight between Xset and Bad Boring Protocol. This is a fight between Boring Protocol, Xset, and Ogilvy. Ogilvy, right. If you can see on the mini-map, on this other hill, using this ridge to their advantage, having all these players in the open are going to start farming these kills.
And as soon as you said that, Ogilvy comes in and maybe unintentionally helped out Xset J-Way, who was being approached from behind, and you know, they ended up potentially saving his hide there. I can guarantee you it wasn't intentional.
Definitely not. Xset now focusing the rest of their attention in between these two teams. Had no idea Ogilvy was right there, but they definitely do now after, I believe, getting a knock. There is still a full 4, yeah. Not losing a member yet.
And here we have eyes on the hit list. Z using that M24, doing some distance damage, but not enough for a knock. And the standoff between 19 Esports and the Knights continues, with Nova not far off at all.
No, these teams are getting it so easy, man. These zone shifts are being so nice to them. It's been center. It's barely outside of Picado right now. Really, Knights and 19E, they can finish this fight out for a little bit longer. Maybe even be a little bit more passive so that they can save some resources, and they do not have to stress moving instantly.
Boo, Swinns, boo the passiveness. They are right on top of each other. They want to go after one another. You know it. And here we have the hit list squaring off with Xset. Jat G going down by J7. J-Way getting Bob and Billa out, and Starlight with a thirst on him. Here, Z approaching with that M4. Going for J7. Not finding a lot of connecting shots, actually taking a lot of damage himself. Z is down to about a quarter health. Gonna use this little shack for cover and try to get a heal off, maybe? He is gonna go for a first aid, all the while Xset trying to get some revives off.
Trickster is right behind Z, is that how you said it? But gets naded.
And Trickster also taken out by Starlight there. Goodness gracious, that was very impressive. Z trying his best to get some smoke cover on the vehicle and getting to go for his teammate. He really needs Trickster up there, because otherwise he's on his own, and that will absolutely not fare ideally up against multiple members of Xset.
Definitely not, but luckily Ogilvy took down one member, making them a 3, making the fight a little bit more even.
Yeah, but with a member down themselves.
Starlight, what are you doing? Starlight came in for a 4th party, not even close to the fight, down in a compound beneath, and just knocked and thirsted, I believe, a member of the hit list.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, this standoff between Ogilvy and Xset continues, but the throwables are being cooked up. The smokes are being put down. J7 could be in a bit of a vulnerable position, it seems.
Oh, they are more than vulnerable. I was talking about Mezex's Starlight. He distracted me, probably distracted everybody else. The rest of the Mezex's team has decided to rotate around One getting knocked out, 24K being the only person up now on this rotation. Nate has gone out, hurt him a little bit, did not do enough to get the knock. He's gonna be able to get the first aid, gonna be able to get the res. Gonna let these teams keep on fighting each other. Crazy push by Mezexis on this one.
Yeah. Oh, and in the distance, we have Passion Fruit Enigma going after members of Syndicate with a knock on Salty. All right. Look at Kill Switch doing what he does best and coming up with an aggressive advancement here, pushing up closer and closer to Vurex. And here he goes, Kill Switch with that UMP knocking Vurex. Is he going to be able to get the thirst before the teammates come? Because as you can see, Khan is approaching quickly. Khan catching a bit of the rough end of the stick as well, taken down by J-Way. Exet with a beautiful aggressive push here, keeping the pressure onto Vayne, who's clinging to smokes for dear, dear life here. And look who's coming in. Oh, we got 24K taking out J-Way. Nice little third party there. J7 not losing focus, going after Vayne and finishing him.
Starlight, I believe, is trying to creep up this other side right next to Killswitch and J7. Oh, they did indeed. Mezexis now has Exet pinned in a pretty good position.
Oh my,
oh, and it was
what a nade! That was
nade.
Oh my, Kobe! Goodness gracious, that was the best nade we have seen thus far in this league. That was unbelievable. Taking two birds out with one stone.
Wasn't even, we knew he was trying, but I bet he's sitting there too, like, yo, damn, I just got those two.
Oh my goodness, that was unbelievable. Great, great nade. Now we're getting eyes here on Syndicate. Okay, actually Pro Era here, who is in the midst of Passion Fruit, and they get a knock on, I guess a vehicle explosion on Juancho and knocking him, and that's a quick thirst by Hugh with the M4. Keep in mind, Pro Era acting as a three-person team.
Yeah, definitely one of the advantages is that they just used as riding as a three-man is that if you can isolate a team that's rotating in cars by themselves, there was nobody to help Juancho out from them shooting at the car. Either Juancho had to stop and get out and start shooting back, or he had to switch seats and just start shooting back. Either way, putting him in a disadvantage and giving Pro Era what they needed to push pretty much into a new position in zone.
Yeah, absolutely. They had a choice to make there to engage on the opposition while they just lost a member, or secure a better placement in zone. And I think, you know, with how much time there still remains in this match, I think they made the right decision going for zone. All right, we hear shots in the distance as Enigma takes out Salty with the M24. All right.
Wild as
Look
well.
at this.
They're not.
We got a love triangle with Pro Era, Passion Fruit, and Syndicate, and Enigma just barely missing those molly flames, but taking a little bit of a stun grenade there. That could have been a very interesting opportunity for Pro Era because they could have potentially advanced, but then Syndicate would very likely have capitalized on them making themselves more vulnerable. So I think they made the right move by staying put.
Definitely did on that one.
And Starlight with some absolutely gutsy driving right through the thick of it, caught in the line of fire and taken out of the equation.
Oh, Enigma tried to get a new angle on top of Pro Era. Unfortunately, he was met by somebody else getting a better above angle. Syndicate literally trapped him in between the two, got the knock, finished him, not the knock, got the finish, as he was the last person for himself. And now Syndicate has Pro Era down in this little divot. And like you like to say, it's going to be shooting fish in a barrel for them at this point.
Oh, we see B-Town Isajot going after Mezexis, and that is a finish on them as he takes out 24K. Now look at the Syndicate holding position. Pro Era in a very vulnerable spot, taking damage, and they do have a member knocked. Rad trying to go for a finish, but taking a huge amount of damage, only clinging to about 5% health as he backs off. All right, World keeping the pressure on as he does get the knock on Fishy with that UMP. He's going to fall back rather than going for the thirst, I see. But he is equipped with the 4x M4. I'm curious to see if he's going to go back to try to thirst, but it looks not to be the case.
You know, we're again right now too is some great hard shifts. It has gone from bottom to top to bottom to top. Syndicate not having zone, Syndicate now having zone, Pro Era having zone, Godsent having middle of zone now. And I like that a lot of these teams are having to re-rotate, especially Nova now having to rotate right on top of Knights.
And Salty using that M16 4x combo for a great knock on Kura.
Oh, Koopso just came around the corner, got that knock so quick.
Yeah,
Almost
really
missed it.
Utilize that Scarl, and here comes Shifen after the Knights, but it is not going to work. That is an effort in vain as Chico takes out Shifen, or Xenox takes out Shifen, pardon me. The Panthers trying to get eyes on members of B-Town here, gatekeeping them. This could be it for B-Town. This could really be it for B-Town. Isajot very, very low on health with the zone coming in behind them. This is not good, and that is an elimination on the B-Town boys.
Legal getting a little aggressive there. Almost got taken down by some people on the side.
Yeah, he got a
I
little
believe that
cocky
is
there.
Syndicate.
And
Yeah.
Sultan, we've seen this guy with his 4x M16. He is a very formidable opponent with that distance gun, and he is just applying the pressure here to the Panthers. Oh! And
Oh, but
Salty.
having no helmet. Yeah, having no helmet did not help him out on there. Salty has gotten knocked.
Well, that is
And-
Godsent Blinky getting...
Yeah, and with this new zone shift, Syndicate is no longer the closest into zone. The zone has shifted in Knights' favor. Syndicate is going to have to basically run in front of Godsent, the Panthers, and Knights to get into this new zone.
You're absolutely right. Okay, so Swinns, we are down to, let's see, 4 teams total. We got Syndicate, Godsent, Knights, and the Panthers. It's a 4v4v4v3. Almost dead even here.
Loving it. I am loving it. Today is a great day. This is,
Yeah, I'd
this is
say
amazing.
thus far, it's probably some of the most intense action that we've had thus far in the league over the past 4 days.
Definitely not
Alright.
going to disagree with you on that one. The Panthers now getting great positioning too inside of zone with Godsent and Knights, leaving Syndicate the only team outside of zone.
Yep, and there's Legal taken out by vehicle explosion. Oofta, that leaves it up to Illusion, Moso, and Plush, and it is looking tough there as Syndicate tries to work their way in from the outside of the zone. They're going to have to focus on the Panthers if they want to get in. And as we see World applying the pressure with that UMP, not able to get the knock, unfortunately.
And what's even worse too is that Knights is technically helping out the Panthers right now, as you like to say, without knowing it. Chico is over here. I believe he got a knock on Salty. Coops getting his eyes on World or Asen. I think, yeah, Asen just getting knocked by Coops. So Knights basically taking Syndicate out for the Panthers, leaving it so the Panthers are going to have to push in the open towards Knights. Knights doing a great job right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And really utilizing the landscape there, hugging that little divot there for dear life. They are able to keep perfect cover, only peeking their heads for a quick shot. And here we see Chico trying to get eyes on what remains of Syndicate, which in this case is just World. World stuck between a rock and a hard place, all too literally in this case. Godsent Salt with eyes on World, knows exactly where his location is. This is very, very bad news for Syndicate. If he's able to pull this off, I wouldn't know how. And it looks like he's going to take zone damage rather than advance forward.
What we can kind of see though right now on the map is that all 3 teams with this little triangle position that they have done, you might not be able to tell from an upper advantage, but from a side advantage, every single team has a divot. As you can see, Knights has a divot, Godsent has a divot, the Panthers all have a divot. So every single team right now able to stay in somewhat of a good play without giving their full body exposure into the game. able to maybe stay into a hill glitch, a ridge glitch, not being able to get a full knock, but able to throw some shots back. We'll see what happens because zone is going to start closing down.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Swins. We're down to a 3v3v4 here, and it is going down. The Knights still clinging to that little divot there for cover, and why not? It's been serving them very beautifully so far. Oh, all the attention seems to be on the Panthers as Godson and Knights just unwail on them.
Yeah, Salt going to get some nades out on this one. Don't think he's going to get any of them to connect. Illusion, luckily behind that rock, missed it by a second.
However, is he going to be lucky twice? Oh my goodness, he better be thanking the stars right now because while he is alive with very low health, he is alive after all. And I don't know how he survived that nade. Oh, right then and there, we see Plush being taken down, leaving it up to Moso and Illusion. Nade's coming out. A little bit too far, it seems. Illusion, however, tried to use that opportunity to drive into zone, and he faces the consequences of it. I bet he thinks better of it now.
Down now to a 4v3, Godson and Knights.
Yeah.
Both with these basically playing opposite ridges. let's see some optimistic nades go out. Just a couple, guys.
This is going to be a battle of throwables, if my prediction is correct, Swins. I think that neither team is too ready to give up their little divot, and I think it's going to be throwables from here on out.
Yeah, we are probably going to see some smoke go on this road right now as we're talking about it, just so that teams can maybe get a flank, a rotation, as Xenox was able to do. Unfortunately, gets knocked to Godson. Knights now down to a 2. Godson, are they going to take advantage of that knock and push up on Knights, knowing that they're only a 2? And it does look like they are using Knights' smoke against them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Xenox kind of knew he was taking a pretty big leap there. That was a very risky rotation for him. And Chico.
Just like that.
Yep, Godsent able to secure a victory for round 4. What a finish that was. Well, Godsent is going to take the lead this go around with 12 kills between 3 players, 4 per person. Very nicely done, pardon me. We got the Knights coming in second with 11 kills. Really able to put up some good numbers there as well. The Panthers in third this time around with 6 kills. We got 4th place going to Syndicate with 2. Coming in 5th this go around, Pro Era. And boy, I think I said it earlier, they really do need these higher placement matches right now. They were last place in the overall bracket before today, and getting a 5th place position here is absolutely going to help with 2 kills from Hugh. B-Town coming in 6th place with 5. 7th place is going to go to Nova, but unfortunately 0 kills to their name. Mizexis going to be able to grab 8th place with 6 kills, 4 of which came from Starlight alone. Passion Fruit going to take 9th place with 1 kill that came from Juancho. Coming in 10th, we got 19 Esports with 0 kills. 11th goes to Xset, and they're going to grab it with 6. 12th going to Ogilvy with 3. 13th place belongs to the Hit List, unfortunately with a big fat 0 for kills. Speaking of 0 kills, we got Boring Protocol in 14th with an Onion as well. 15th is going to go to Dope with 0. And 16th to Ghost Gaming. That is interesting. They placed 1st place in rounds 1 and 2, but have had a little bit more trouble moving forward. And speaking of having trouble moving forward, we also see Dope kind of, facing towards the end of the leader bracket when yesterday they were dominating it, and they got 1st place overall for the day, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. I think you are right about Dope getting 1st place on that.
Yeah. Well, we can only wait and see how things are going to be moving forward. We've got 1 match left for the night. We're going to take it right back to where we started, guys. We got Erangel coming back in 8 minutes with the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals, day 4 of 19. Stick around, guys. We'll be back soon.
Major time to
crowd control.
crowd control.
Crowd
target.
Crowd control.
Crowd control.
Crowd control.
Crowd control. Major target.
Crowd control.
Alrighty, all you cutie patooties, we are back. We are back with our fifth and our final round of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitationals Day 4. We have got one more match to go, but it has been insane so far today, Swinns. Absolutely insane.
I'm loving it, honestly. The fact that we have this many teams keeping it until a full 4 until the end is phenomenal, honestly. I don't, like you said, we have not seen anything like this so far, and these teams are here to play on day 4, knowing that they're finally actually starting to get into this a little bit more, and I cannot wait to see what Game 5 brings us.
Yeah, well, we've already seen that, some teams have had a little bit more trouble starting off on Erangel. I think this time around, you got to be a little bit more acclimated and a little bit more comfortable with your drop spots. And having said that, I am curious to see just how aggressive a team might get this go around. Everyone knows where Ghost Gaming's going. Everyone knows. Ghost Gaming, however, was in fact taken down a peg, maybe 2 or 3 pegs actually, with that last place finish. So right now, if they are able to hold on to first place is kind of up in the air. Could it be Lazarus? Could it be Ghost? I can't wait to find out.
If they secure a 3rd win of the night, I am going to have to give it to them for 3 wins in one day. That is amazing. And I honestly, in all of my casting experience, I haven't seen anybody get 3 wins in one night. So it'll be amazing if they do. But what we did see a lot in Miramar was that a lot of people, like you said, Ghost finished in last place last game. A lot of people said, you know what? We see these points you got, we see the placement that you got, and we want that too. And so they definitely came in for them, took them down right off the rip. Teams coming in back-to-back. Knights took them out, 19 each trying to come and take Knights out. Everybody just trying to come and get these top teams taken down a little bit. It's what we need on day 4.
Well, I mean, as you said, we are ending the night here with an Erangel, which is, I always say this, it's basically the off-bred love child of Sandhawk and Miramar, because it really is kind of the middle ground between those two extremes. And that does leave it fairly reliant upon the flight path to determine just what kind of early game we're going to be getting. But what we've seen time and time again, not just specifically to this map, but very much so, nonetheless, we see that these teams need their utilities towards the end game. Without these smokes and nades, it's almost a done deal. Especially towards like in a in game like we saw last match with 2 divots and both teams holding that little bit of landscape for position. Well, anyways, guys, this all depends on what kind of flight path we're working with to see what we got here. So let's go ahead and tune in and see what we're working with. Oh,
great plane path.
Yeah, very, very ideal for the participants. It's almost central. That leaves nothing but options for the participants. I'd say the only place on the map that would probably be discluded is military base. But I think literally everywhere else, maybe with the exception of Zarki, is droppable. And oh my goodness, we have a bunch of early jumpers. I see Mizex is splitting up into groups of 2, some jumping westbound, some jumping straight down. I don't know what I'm seeing right now.
We're seeing a lot of early jumpers. I see so many people clustered on top of each other. Exet, B-Town, Nova, all clustered as well, going towards Farm and Milta area.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Looks like Knights are going to claim Yasnaya, and I think if that's the case, that they're going to have that all to themselves. Oh, you know what's interesting is that Ghost is not in this match, but everyone is avoiding Pachinki as if they were here. We see Lazarus getting Rozhawk. Not far off from them, we got Illuminati, King Hua taking school, Landland going to join them, but Mango and AZ just to the right of Rozhawk. They're taking the 2 teams of 2 approach here. Oh, and it looks like we might even have a potential altercation in the mix between members of B-Town and Exet. Exet going to occupy Milta, and B-Town occupying the farm area. It looks like they might have the opportunity to gatekeep that if Exet approaches the zone directly, head on. Ooh.
I like what Illuminati did here for a second. You did say that they split into a 2v2, but they took that side eastern compound in between Roz and school, where we all know that there is always guaranteed a car in that spawn location, grab themselves that buggy, making it so Lazarus could maybe not have that advantage of having 2 cars. As we know, Rozhawk, you'll get maybe 3 spawns at most. So to have at least 2 of their players have to take the same car, making it maybe a little bit of an advantage here for Illuminati, which they do need in this last game.
Yeah, but you know what? We're actually left with a relatively decent spread on the board here. No 2 teams are right on top of one another, interestingly enough. But this is kind of one of those cases where it's just the maps are large enough that can happen, you know. But if you do have a more passive early game, you're guaranteed a more action-packed mid or end game. So I think that's exactly what we're going to see here. Just a little bit of a slow start.
Yeah. Speaking of really passive plays, you know, Wall Street Bets, Ogilvy, the Hit List, the Panthers, Nova, all these teams are literally so spread out from each other right now that if somebody happens to lose a member, it might be almost impossible for the rest of your team to get over there and help you out, which is kind of dangerous, I would think, at this point. For a lot of these teams, especially like the Hit List, they have came in pretty much consistently in the top 10 for the last couple of games. But if they get taken out one by one at this point, that's going to really affect them because they have not successfully gotten enough scores to really position and solidify themselves in the top 3.
Yeah, you're right. I was saying, you know, you've seen that Ghost Gaming is able to do this sort of spread out approach. Same with 19 Esports. But the issue being that approach is not necessarily ideal for every team. That just so happens to work out for them. They have an unbelievable synergy with one another. We see a lot of teams trying this very spread out approach here, and it's kind of proving problematic for them time and time again. And I think when you see it that much of a trend in it, it's time to reevaluate and realize that you might be more efficient as a squad if you stick as a unit.
Yeah, I think that's something that definitely a lot of these teams need to start taking into consideration, especially I'm looking into the map more. Mezexus and Dope are also spread out as well. Same with Passion Fruit. We have literally 80% of our teams right now in a good position to be isolated. And I'm surprised we haven't seen anybody actually run into each other yet with how many people are doing single person rotations and all these kind of moves. Not one person has been killed yet.
You just jinxed it. Illuminati has run right into Wall Street Bets. It looks like some of the members are still driving, but not all. Yep, they have gotten out of the vehicles. I would like to go see Illuminati's versus Wall Street Bets if that's possible. They are just above Pachinki, occupying a little compound.
I think they're occupying that outside compound in between Pachinki and school where everybody kind of rotates around. Looks like Illuminati is actually going to take out of there right now. I see Lamlan, AZ, Mango, and King Hua all leaving the area, trying to get into that second compound in between school and Pachinki.
Yeah, and it does seem that they're all going to get in their vehicle and try to get out of there. They don't want the confrontation this early in the game. They are one of the teams that, not necessarily in a bad way, but they're not putting up, you know, intense numbers of kills. What they're doing is they're securing, you know, the placement points first priority, and then letting those kills present themselves to them as they go along. And I think that, you know, up against a team like Wall Street Bets with Kinga at the lead, you don't want that early confrontation. Oh, but I do see something potentially brewing here. It's Xset and B-Town. They are about to go off at one another. If we could get eyes on Xset and B-Town.
Peaceful already being knocked, maybe about to be thirsted as we're talking about it. Grave also trying to just get out of there. Oh, he is not in a good position. Enigma, Polo, and Killswitch all on top of him right now.
Yep, we see Polo with that 4x on it. And Killswitch with a nade on Grave. Beautifully done, beautifully executed. And he is going to try to get a finish right there. And then, however, he's taken so much damage, brought down to about 5 to 10% health. He has got to get this first aid off. And now.
Interestingly enough, The rest of B-Town is just now starting to actually come back together and maybe give Peaceful a little bit of help as he's getting thirsted right now. Beast and Isajot lining up. Beast took shots at exit. I think Polo? No, Polo's too far back. Took shots at one of the members, did not get enough to connect for a knock, but gave them enough space to back off and rotate out of there.
Well, Swinns, it's not over. We got another confrontation in the mix here. We got the Hit List and the Panthers right on top of one another, with Bob and Billa and Trickster very close by, Moso and Legal. And Bob and Billa taking quite a bit of damage. Quite a bit of damage. He is going to try to get this first aid off as Legal pushes up. Oh, with an M249. All right, we've got eyes on Jat here.
Jat, I believe, did just get a knock on Illusion, and now his focus is going to have to be on Plush because Plush is sitting behind him in a very sneaky way.
Yeah, and Z scoping in with that 6X. I thought he almost had a shot there on Plush, but he decided not to go for it. But he is going to advance very aggressively in a vehicle here. All the while, Yo working on 19 Esports, and they are down to just Jay and Iris. Yo starting off as a 3-person team, already at a disadvantage. Jay rocking around with that UMP, throwing some smoke cover down. Oh, and here's the push from 19 Esports. Jay gets one. Oh my goodness, he almost took them both out. Almost, but in the end, he is eliminated. And that is it for Yo for this 5th and final round of the day. All right, Illuminati, not too far off from Wall Street Bets, not too far off, not so close that I would consider an immediate threat, but this is a fairly sniper-heavy map, so I think you never know. But first things first, we see Knights driving into zone, driving right by members of Nova and Illuminati.
They are driving by a whole gang of people right now. Mezexis and Wall Street Bets also kind of in the mix, not too close, stirred in just a little bit, but Mezexis has really sent it on top of Nova. Rin taking shots at Kino, knocks him out the buggy. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it. Almost takes down a second one for Mezexis. Soul and Kino now gone.
And they are
24K. Yeah.
Let's leave it down to 24K and Starlight, and I don't see much reason for them to try to push towards Nova at this stage, now that their teammates are already dead. King A from Wall Street Bets veering off away from his teammates. This could be interesting. He is going to go to try to engage on the Knights on his own with a 3x M4. He puts the shots down, giving up his location. That could be a mistake. We'll have to wait and see how the Knights are going to react.
I love that King A is going for this right now, though. Last game of the match, he's just like, you know what? We kind of need these points. He's got the ridge advantage. He's gonna try to go and get some knocks on Knights. And I mean, if anything, if he's not gonna get a knock, he's gonna get the information. And that's a key point at this early stage, second zone. You want the information to know where people are so that you can rotate and stay in and get into the 4th, even 5th final zone.
Yeah, well, speaking of his teammates are taking some shots here from Illuminati with King Hua using the compound for cover and shooting down with that 4x M4 towards Stevo. However, none of the shots connect at this stage. All right.
Interesting.
Go ahead.
Passion Fruit had the top of zone all to themselves like we saw in the first Erangel game, taking pretty much shooting range until Dope came and rotated right on top of them, and Passion Fruit dipped out, now taking Watertown, where we see Lazarus just on the other side.
All right, we got Exet coming up on Mezexis here. It's going down right here and now. Enigma ready with the UMP. He goes for him and is downed himself by Starlight with the M762 barrel, and it's a quick thirst, leaving everything up to Killswitch, J7, and Polo. J7 taking the brunt of the damage, brought down to about 1/4 of his health. And oof! Killswitch still gets Starlight right then and there with a quick thirst. With no health to his name, he is able to heal up. Polo advancing.
It's not just Polo advancing. Nova is now coming in for a third party as well. Memory and Rin getting side angles, taking shots at these players as they try to push up onto 24K.
And here we go. Kill switch, putting the shots down with the Uzi. It's not enough. Oh, but 24K.
Oh no, but as I was just talking about it, we switched out of it, but Nova has fully pushed up as a full 4 on top of Xset, which is only a 2 and very hurt after that fight.
Yes, you're right. And here we go. Rin coming in with a perfectly timed third party. UMP at the ready. And there's YDD with a knock on kill switch with an Uzi of his own. And just like that, Nova cleaning up the scraps.
A beautiful, honestly, a beautiful demonstration of exactly how you should get a third party done. I believe they watched that kill feed. They heard the shots. I was watching them get an angle advantage, trying to find people from up high. They decided that that wasn't going to be their best bet. They waited for the numbers to dwindle down. As soon as they saw that finish, the entire team full sent it onto the compound, stormed a house, stormed the team, and took them out. Really great third-party plays by Nova on that one.
Yeah, you know what? We were talking about how we had this kind of a slow start to this match. Well, guess what, Swins? We are down to a very tiny zone with 45 people up and remaining. There's not going to be a lot of places to hide moving forward. However, currently we still have Watertown, Pachinki, and Rosshawk and School in zone. I think that is going to be where people are going to occupy, is just these main larger towns and clusters, but we do see the Knights and Ogilvy engaging on one another as we speak. The Knights getting a knock on Glaz. Coops going for a celebratory nade finish.
Oh, so close. He would have almost had that if he just positioned it a little bit more to the left. I was ready to see more nades.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure if that was the best use of a nade, because you're really going to need those resources come in game, and he was already knocked. It might have been just an easy thirst, but you do it how you do it.
Yeah. I think I would agree with you on that one though, Red, especially for him to just back up like that. Kind of a little bit of a weird play, but who knows? These players are always just trying to... Oh, Alucard though came up and got a knock on Vayne. Maybe that's what the nade was for, was a distraction so that Alucard could creep up around this side, because Coops is now coming up to join him. Alucard now only having to face Vurex by himself.
Yeah,
Not
you're
by
right.
himself.
He's got
has
Coops
joined
coming
up
in
with
from the
him.
side, and they're both rocking themselves a Scar L. Ogilvy is finished right there. Goodness. Quick work.
I think that's what the nade was indeed for.
All right, well, we got Dope approaching Lazarus as we speak. If we can get eyes on Dope and Lazarus, yeah. Telly out there ready and waiting with that M4. He's got his teammate Joey down. G3 taking the brunt of the damage here. Dope coming in with an aggressive push. We got Casper cooking up a nade for him. Oh, but it does not make its way inside the compound.
Ooh, one nade though goes out by Fears and knocks Joey.
Oh,
Joey though,
no.
he's probably gonna be able to get picked up.
I don't think so.
Huh.
I don't think so. I think that would be a good enough opportunity for Dope to advance. And I think Casper knows it. Coming in with that UMP on his own. He is downed. I did not mean for him to push on his own. However, Casper coming in. I guess that was Yahir who was taken down. My apologies. So it's down to Nesquik and Casper.
Yeah. Casper though, re-rotating back. Gonna kind of give Lazarus the advantage on that, because they are gonna be able to get picked up and stay a full forward, get some heals off, and rotate into this new zone. And Dope only being a 2 is not gonna give him a hard time.
Well, right now the hit list is going after Passion Fruit as we speak. And here we have it. Sleepless goes in and gets the knock and a quick thirst with that UMP 45. Here's the drop down from his teammate, and ooh, Sleepless wrecks him before being taken down himself by Bob and Billa. That is a nice little clutch for the hit list. Unfortunately, in the process, they did lose one member. Lazarus
Oh my
Pierce
goodness. we came up very last second, but Casper was able to come up and get Telly, was going for the thirst, laid down, and Fierce just came and ran him over. With the buggy, no problem. They're gonna get the heal. Telly is back up.
I am shocked at how many vehicle kills we have seen thus far in this league. A ton of vehicle kills.
Me too. Me
And
too.
HH24 today with an amazing double kill, running over one and knocking another, thirsting one and knocking another with the vehicle. G3 going after AZ right there and then. It's a quick knock. However, he's brought down to half health himself. He's going after King Hua. Gonna fall back. He is the last remaining member for Lazarus. It's all down to him. King Hua healing up. He's got Mango here with him.
Mango's gonna try to get G3 down. G3 though rotated just perfectly to get a new angle, reset himself right over to this new hill. Nade's gonna go trade back and forth though.
Yeah. G3 clinging to life here after he takes that nade damage. Gonna throw one up for himself. He's at a quarter health. He's got to get this first aid off now. It's his only shot.
Oh!
Oh my goodness, what a beautiful, beautiful nade, eliminating Lazarus for the count. They finished 10th place for the night.
Like, more than beautiful. That was beyond accuracy. That was PUBG gods blessed that throw beyond anything I've ever seen. Great nade. Wall Street Bets, though, now taking shots at Illuminati. Illuminati, I think King Hua was smart to get behind that hill because now Wall Street Bets can't really do anything to him.
Yeah, we kind of got a little love triangle here forming between Nova, the hit list, and Wall Street Bets. The hit list does have, I think, as you said, the best current, position in zone, actually, and they secure it. Again, the new zone favoring all three of these teams. Watertown is going to be the only cluster of compounds remaining, and the hit list have it secured.
So
19 esports in the Knights! Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Knights are reduced to Alucard, but he is unfortunately way out in the dead zone, and he dies to it as a result. That is an elimination on the Knights. We've got a Watertown finish, Swinns. When's the last time you saw one of those?
I was gonna say it. I was sitting here yesterday asking for a little bit of a city finish, and this is the closest that we're gonna get to it. And how lucky are we that it happens to be Watertown? Of all the places that this game could actually decide to close down onto, this is amazing. A lot of teams, smart for Nova for holding one middle compound and holding the other outside ridge. YDD probably going to get a lot of information for the rest of these teams on exactly where the hit list, Wall Street Bets, and I believe one player for Dope remains.
Yeah. And look, it's Illuminati facing off against the hit list as we speak. And AZ rushing in, Mango trying to back him up. Mango is brought down very low on health. That Molly is going to take him down as well. It is down to AZ and Landland in a matter of seconds. Illuminati reduced to actually just Landland at this stage. And that was a very quick elimination on the Illuminati. All right, we've got Nova holding down this little compound. Not far off at all from Wall Street Bets behind them, but getting eyes on Pro Era in front. With 19 esports to their side, it could be problematic. They need to hold that compound for dear life.
This is also, though, Red, one of the things that I kind of mentioned earlier between the difference between late rotations and early rotations. Nova really took this early rotation and got themselves some great positioning into the compound, but now have to worry about some people coming in behind them. Two great teams as well.
Yeah, you're right. Now we see Landland, the last remaining member for Illuminati, trying to hold this area behind the shack, putting a little bit of smoke cover down as Wall Street Bets makes an aggressive advancement on him. And why not? They have all the numbers. And that's an easy finish on Landland, eliminating the Illuminati. That's a tongue twister. Eliminate the Illuminati. All right, hit list just doing exactly what they should, really just holding position. They've already got 10 kills on the board, 6 of which belong to Bob and Billa alone. They've already done everything they need to do in terms of putting a decent number of kills on the board. Now what they really need to do is kind of let these numbers dwindle down if possible, so they have a much higher shot at the end game. Acer from 19 Esports going after Hugh from Pro Era. That leaves Pro Era down to Pan, Fishy, and Sosa. However, they still have a shot up against it. That's a 3v3 up against 19 Esports. Acer's taken down, leaving it up to Sam and Carnage. And Sam is in a bad position here. Fishy.
Yeah, really having... Fishy, though, yeah, as you were saying. Go ahead.
Oh, I said, with very little health to speak of, he still is able to come in there and do what he needs to do. Oh, but looks like he was taking shots from... Oh! What a nade! As soon as he was just about to heal, his plans were thwarted by that nade. Oh my goodness. And here we got Sam trying to cook one up for the remainder of Pro Era.
Oh, and down goes Sam. Pan coming out on top of that. 19E unfortunately taken out. And now Nova only has to worry about 2 members for Pro Era really coming into their territory, not making it much of a battle for them at this point.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Oh, Trickster could have this. Isajak could be in quite a predicament. He knows exactly where he's at. Is that nade gonna hit? Oh.
Ooh.
That's an elimination on Pro Era right there, and then that leaves us down to 4 teams left, Swins. We got the hit list, Nova, B-Town, and Wall Street Bets in a 4v4v2v1 to end our 5th and final match of the night.
And this zone just keeps circling in on top of Watertown. It is not shifting anywhere. These teams are going to have to jump, hop, skip through windows, and do whatever they can to try to stay out of these people's ways, out of their vision. This is why I was hoping for this kind of, town finishes, because with these buildings, there are so many angles that kids are going to be able to get onto these other players. And, we might just see a finish faster than we think.
Well, you're going to have to wait and see on it. I have my speculations about that just because I see Wall Street Bets really holding the compound. I see Hitlist really holding their compound. I see Nova really doing the same. I don't think any of them are really eager to give up their placement and position just yet. They want to come in for a third party. They want to see, Nova attack Wall Street Bets before the Hitlist pushes in. And there's YDD trying to get a knock there with the M4, not getting a single connecting shot.
I still can't even believe that Isajot is still in this. Nades are still going out by Trickster and Bob and Billa. Still haven't gotten any to connect, though.
No.
Isajot's getting very confident, probably just sitting behind that rock, but he does have to move. Zone is going to come in soon.
You're absolutely right, Swins. And Sheefan gonna put some smoke cover down. This is the end game. This is the calm before the storm. We are right now in the eye of that storm, eye of the hurricane, right? But this little last moment of calm before everything gets chaotic. And look at Isajot pulling a Michael Phelps, going sneakily underwater into zone. And Sheefan he's got a nade cooking for Wall Street Bets. It's going down here and now. Remember what we were saying, how crucial these throwables and utilities are for an in-game. The nades,
yeah, the hit list.
Pivotal.
The hit list, too, they have gone up against more fights than the rest of the teams that we have currently on the board. So their consumables, their throwables might not be such a heavy artillery at this point. That might be why we see them not getting so aggressive. As we saw, Nova able to throw out a whole wall of smokes and rotate into this new building. Stevo getting knocked, but not before they could get another smoke out. They're going to be able to get the res on that. Both of these teams, Team 12, Team 20, still very, very well looted.
All right. As we said time and time again, it's a battle of throwables at this particular moment, but we do see Trickster working his angles, trying to get a rotation, get a little closer to the action. Bob and Billa cooking up a molly of his own. I believe that was meant and intended for memory, but he thinks better of it. Rin with a nade for Trickster. Oh, wrong window. But he actually does some significant damage, though.
Got him down to at least half health on that shot.
Yeah, a little bit more, I think. Isajot using... Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Bob and Billa, all he has to do is Kobe one molly right into that window and Rin would not be loving it. They would be on fire. But Bob and Billa, I don't even know if he has it at this point. Don't think he does. Like I said, taking fights, that many fights early game, definitely lower their resources for this end zone.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, Sheafin. Oh my goodness, didn't connect, but what a beautiful nade that was. If there was someone there with that very inbounce, that would have been insane. That would have easily been nade of the night. I think we might have just missed a nade knock, but oh, I guess not. I guess it did not quite connect.
Oh no, but Issajot did get one on Bob and Billa, and he is going to go push and get the thirst on that. Issajot now making the hit list down to a one-man with him.
Yeah, but Swinns, we still have 4 teams up. Trickster and Issajot, solos they may be, but oh, I withdraw my previous statement. Trickster is out. It's down to B-Town, Nova, and Wall Street Bets in a 4v4v1.
Issajot doing work on Nova from the side too. Fan just got pushed back from a rotation. As they were trying to go around, Issajot started taking shots, throwing them back. I don't know what just happened to my voice. I lost it.
All right, we got Rin sitting ready and waiting with that UMP. He's just waiting for Wall Street Bets to make a peek. Wall Street Bets not falling for it. They're focusing on Nova, YDDD, getting a thirst on him. Rin, a little bit ticked, coming for some revenge.
You know, really smart though.
And Issajot gets him.
Yo, he's gotten 2!
Issajot with a double knock!
Yo! Issajot's vibing right now. He is feeling himself. Yes, it is. Nova tried to come in there and prioritize Issajot, thinking it was going to be an easy fight. Issajot said, no, it is not. Taking 2 down, leaving Moment.
This is exactly what he needs, Swinns. This where them approaching, Wall Street Bets approaching him one at a time. It's the only real way he's going to have a shot at getting these guys down, because Wall Street Bets is a they were a full squad. However, now just reduced to 2. They still have the number advantage over Issajot and Memory, though.
Oh, if Memory would just throw one perfect nade onto the roof, Stevo would get knocked, and it would make it a 1v1v1. Which would be really the craziest fate for the last game of the night. As we have had 4v4v4s, people really fought hard this match, but as we saw, teams were so separated, I'm kind of not surprised this is what we have.
Well, Memory just biding his time, waiting, and here we go. What a jump down there by Stevo, taking him out midair. Issajot going in for another knock, securing his 5th kill.
Issajot's goated right now. He has been able to stay in this. He has avoided the nades. He has avoided he avoided everything, flanked through the water, and it is now just down to him getting his team 5 kills. Bro, this is insane.
And that's what we were talking about, him just waiting for the correct opportunity to present himself to him and coming in for that third party. It has served him very well. Now he is left with his best shot that he could possibly hope for, a 1v1. Against Stevo from
jumped off the roof,
and he gets him. He gets him.
Yo, the win that B-Town needed too. That was insane. Picked him off 1 by 1.
Oh my gosh!
GG's to Issajot.
Getting the MVP for the night. What a beautiful clutch finish, securing all 6 of the team's kills and the first place, taking the gold medal for the team as a solo. Beautifully done. B-Town having a rough time overall, but this round ending the night very strongly. Thank you to Issajot. We got Wall Street Bets. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna agree. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah. We got Wall Street Bets grabbing 2nd. They're going to get 5 kills between Stevo and Baba. 3rd place does belong to Nova with 7 kills. The hit list coming in 4th this time around with 12 kills, 8 of which came from Bob and Billa. 5th is going to go to Pro Era. They needed that. That's another higher up finish for them, and they absolutely needed it as they started off in last position on the leaderboard before today. Hopefully, from today's performances, they were able to climb that ladder a little bit. 5th place with 2 kills. Sixth place is going to go to 19 Esports, and they're going to grab that with 9 kills, 5 of which are from Acer alone. Dope in 7th, but with 0 kills to speak of. We got Illuminati claiming 8th place with 6 kills to their name. Coming in 9th, we got the Knights with 2 kills. 10th belongs to Lazarus, and this is interesting. I believe they got 10th place last time around too. They are kind of hanging right there in the middle in terms of performances. They were able to claim a first place, but then I believe they also got towards a last, maybe even a last place, or towards the end, towards last place. So the fact that they're getting 10th place in rounds 3 and 4, they're kind of riding that middle line in terms of today's performance. So they're going to take 10th with 3 kills. Passion Fruit going to claim 11th with 1 kill from Sleepless. In 12th, we got Ogilvy. They're going to grab it with 0 kills. 13th does go to Exet with 4 kills, 3 of which are from Killswitch alone. Mizexis claiming 14th with 2 kills, 1 from 24K and 1 from Starlight. 15th does go to Yo with 1 kill from Jay. And last place belongs to the Panthers with 0 kills. Swinns, what a day.
Oh my
gosh. What a day. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I am so happy with how today turned out. I think it's kind of what I was asking for yesterday when I was like, I want to see the action. You know, that was one of the big things that I wanted yesterday. And today it was given to us more than I've ever seen, with final zones being a 4v4v3, 4v4v4. Really great work from a lot of our teams today. And what I even liked more was that at the end of today, we really saw the bully strategy. One of our top teams, Ghost, getting 2 first places back to back. At the end of the day, teams said, no, we are going to bully you. We are going to take you down. Make sure that you cannot get another high placement. And I think that it was actually some really good plays. A lot of actual really smart, meticulous, calculated plays is what I think it was. We didn't see people just shooting anymore. People were actually thinking this time.
Yeah, you're right. And, you know, Ghost, they were able to start off so aggressive, so strong, grabbing that first place and then riding the momentum into the second round, claiming a second first place. And that's when everyone said enough is enough. If they don't take Ghost out right then and there, it could be just a dominating lead for them. And so Ghost Gaming facing a much tougher challenge after round 2, facing a lot more difficulty going forward, and this time around not faring too well from it. But, you know, there's still plenty of time in this, Swinns. We got, let's see, 14 days left? 14 more days of action to go. This is just the tip of the iceberg. They're just getting their toes wet now. Now is when you really have to find that synergy, find what tactics and approaches are going to work for you, but also realize the fact that all these, you know, matches are being streamed. People are seeing where you're going. Now they're going to learn your rotation. So you might need to start thinking about changing up your game a little bit moving forward. I am going to say, you know, while that could apply to Ghost Gaming, I think that they know they're not going to do that. They want the confrontation. They want people to know where they're going. That's why they always drop the same spot. So we're going to have to see how it goes moving forward for Ghost, because they really did climb that middle ground today with 2 amazing victories, back-to-back 30 kills in 2 games. That was just unbelievable, unprecedented for this event. But yeah, just an amazing performance overall.
Yeah, we got a lot of amazing performances. We cannot knock Isajot. That last game play, yo, he literally held a bridge, waited, had a team pushing so much heat onto him, nades going out, still stayed there. As you said, pulled a Michael Phelps, came through the water. Patience was his prerogative, and it ended up paying out so well in the end for him, getting that first place kill for B-Town, which we see they need. So yeah, great job to Isajot on that.
You're 100% right. It was very much needed, and Isajot claimed all 6 of the team's kills. Just a phenomenal performance. He could write a book on how to clutch an in-game. That was everything. Everything was against him. All the odds were against him. He had 2 full teams nearby him, and still somehow able to dwindle down the odds, picking them off one by one by one. And it just so happened to pan out in his favor tonight. And I cannot wait, Swinns, I cannot wait to see what tomorrow brings us. It's our 5th and Swinns and our final time getting to cast. the event, but it has been an unbelievable experience. Let's finish on a strong point and see just how aggressive these teams can get on day 5.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, guys, with that being said, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. It means the absolute world to us. And I want to thank Monica for helping organize and arrange these events. With that being said, guys, we will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, with day 5 of the $1,500 Trovo PUBG Mobile Invitational. Thanks again, guys.